Guadardo from one, and then the Costa from the second side. Both of them tried to do the exact same thing, and this shows the brilliance, this shows the class of these players, right? Trying to go for almost the similar strategies out here, but this could be a big build-up now. Aaron wants to send it in. Lamine Yamal! Oh, ho, ho. Between the two defenders, he still scores it in the back of the net. What a crazy good pass on his feet.
A double tap X, and when the defenders are just tracking back your attackers, the double tap X pass works way better than any other thing in the world, and Aditya, he knows it so brilliantly well. Playing it behind the striker rather than in front of him. The double tap passing lanes, just cut it open, and Lamine Yamal with that volley, he is surely not missing from that very angle. Another good strike from Yamal, and all three players, if I'm not wrong, from side of Aditya, has at least scored a single goal.
Yeah. You wanted to see the Mbappe and Yamal combination first of all working out in both of those wing positions. And with that inside forward that they're constantly hopping in, yeah, it's been working out perfectly. Now 3-1, 76 minutes into the game. Tikka, can you lower down this lead? Before making that comeback, that's what's going to be on his mind, right? You don't want to move in that second leg in a big deficit out here right now. And that's exactly what he's trying as he passes it back in the mid. Pina has been brought back. Claudia Pina into this late part of the game. Maybe this could be the opener. No, Lamine Yamal could not really hold it for a long time.
Carreras, man, this guy is so good. One of those left backs who has a potential of becoming the new Theo Hernandez. But now, in the meanwhile, the attack is with Aditya. Floppy Penguin is running in the center of the pitch, finds Reindeers in the process. Just a directed pass, not good enough though, has been intercepted. But in the final 10 minutes of the game, we move with Aditya, have a big advantage of 3-1, and this through ball will be intercepted by Klosterman.
Yeah.
He's fast enough to block all those chances.
True. That's the big thing about Pina, right? You mentioned it. All her stats are pretty good except for that speed. She doesn't really have that pace. So it's not really that difficult to stop her on right now. Wanted to go for a first touch through with Pina, but did not really happen. Now Mbappe onto the wing, wants to make a play, but again, very well stopped up. No chance for him to make any kind of move, and now we know Aditya is just going to utilize that time for himself. But guess what? He's given the possession away, and this could be that one goal which Tikka has been searching for such a long time.
Let's see. Kemal, ball roll, dribbling around, but Carrera is just too strong with the bruiser. Shoves off Kemal, wins the ball back, and Zico, he is playing with sweet time.
Counter.
Finds Kylian Mbappe. Last attack of the game. Kylian Mbappe will take all the time in the world for the passing lanes. Fine, 1-2, and oh my God.
Was that a shot or was that a pass?
That was a shot from Nico Williams, I believe, but maybe he tried a fake shot, to be honest. That could be a possibility because
probably
precision angle was just not in the making. But now, since he lost the ball, there is a possibility for Tikka inside the box. A finesse might be on its way, but he takes an extra touch, an extra pass to the center of the pitch, and Frankie de Jong, he is not missing those open nets. The first leg ends 3-2.
That was a big one out here. A mess up coming in from Aditya. You could see his reaction as well on the screen, man. He knows that this should have been a 2-goal lead, but now being brought down just to one. Second leg is absolutely on between them.
One fake shot, change things around, and then I see something right. Aditya's hands were shaking.
Gotta zoom in onto that one. Do we have that option right now?
That looked very similar for Tikka, yeah?
I know both of them are pretty sweaty right now, no? But here's the big thing,
pretty nervy.
Exactly. Even though they're getting a bit more nervy out, I'd still have to point out their precision in game isn't taking a dip at all, man. They have been so precise till now. You can't really even imagine that that's what's probably happening. But all right, on the back of it now. First leg over. Good attacking sequences from both the sides. Break it down for me a bit. What could happen in the second?
Well, at this point, both the players are playing very similar style. There is no direct runners from the wing. They are taking the sweet time in the middle of the pitch and then trying to find the attackers with ample of space. The passes are not being rushed. Lot of attempt on the finesse and on the first time shots as well. But with them being nerfed, the accuracy has lagged a bit. And therefore, we see this Kylian Mbappe chance. It was the first touch on the left and then a finish from the right. So Aditya Chadda, he knows that final third passes a lot more than Tikka at this point. And Tikka, for some reason, has not played double triangles and double X's in the final box. So that is something that he is missing out a bit.
I'd have to say it's one of the big reasons is that he doesn't really have those pacey wingers which we normally talk about, right? With Mbappe and Lamine Yamal being in those positions to receive those kinds of passes too. Just like how we saw Aditya do that, right? That double X pass which you were mentioning. Lamine Yamal was in the right position to take that pass and then put it into the back of the net. I think so in terms of those kinds of plays, those wingers lack that potential. Specifically Hazard, right? We know he's pretty good. Tikka is really favoring Hazard. I think so that's also fine. It's working out for him. But in terms of thinking about what Aditya is doing, it's going to be a bit more different per se. But he's got to bring it back, man. Just
I'm more into the playstyle structure at this point in this game with so many Evos coming into the play.
Yeah.
I still believe Rafael Leao is one of the finest left mids more than anybody else. He has rapid, he has quick step, and alongside that, he has incisive on a winger. So with a 94 pace and quick step and rapid, he is fast enough just like a Kylian Mbappe or Nico Williams. But alongside that, he has a finesse, and if you Evo the gold card, you get a finesse plus, and then you have an incisive pass too. So with those play styles, I am not sure why nobody is using a Rafael Leao into the mix. And if you just buy the Scream card, he's just 300k by the way. So he is very cheap on the market. 300k for Rafael Leao is a bargain at this point, and nobody is using that card. And I truly believe that he's one of those wingers that can break a game all by himself.
Yeah, that incisive pass which you mentioned is something that is going to be crucial, right? Because if these are the kind of stats, players would normally go for him if in case there's a bit of a nerf on those passings and dribblings or maybe even the shooting and the finishing. So if all of that combined with incisive pass, maybe we're going to see it being picked up a lot more out there. But for now, I think so we have seen Rafael Leao at least by one or two of the players out here, haven't we?
Nobody uses that. And the argument they gave is the left stick is not that smooth enough.
I mean,
and I'm like, fair enough, but even Nico Williams have a pretty rough left stick. But he is being used, so that is something that players need to figure out. I love Rafael Leao with that finesse plus. He is so broken, and keeping that physicality in mind, he's so strong that players like Da Costa cannot shove him off. So that is something can be considered for the future matches, and especially for Saransh if he's hearing me right now, because he knows he has some crazy wingers, but those substitutes lacks a bit. But now it's time for the final game of the upper bracket finale. Time to pound, aka Aditya Chadda, taking on FC Pataku, aka Karman Singh Tikka.
It's going to be a big one for Karman now. He needs to first score the first one just to level up the series, and then we can potentially see it being changed up a bit from either of these ends. That's the big one. This time Aditya is going to be moving in from the pitch from right to left in the white kit, while Karman all the way in the blue kit out here. Nice interception coming in from Cuadrado. Didn't want to miss that one, otherwise that could have been a big play. And guess what, a through ball coming in, but Zico, hold on. That could be a big play coming in. He's not got a cutback, but he doesn't need a cutback. What a score coming in to open things up again, just like the previous one. Karman Singh Tikka is back. Insane.
Man, this is the type of TikkaTown I know, the skill maestro that I have seen a lot in the tournaments. And finally, he is living up to his name. An advanced relay to a ball roll scoop, to a finesse. Perfectly orchestrated skill moves, a chaining of them. But now Aditya is not holding back. By the way, the kits have changed. It is Aditya in the white kit in the second leg, while Tikka, he has moved to the black kit. They're playing the home and away in among themselves.
I really thought that was a dark blue, but all right. Now, over towards the left wing, Zico. Oh, through the center, Claude Maurice, he went in for the shot. I personally thought he was offside, but I think so that could have been the perfect time, right? With the cross now, he's going to try and pass it in. Zico moves it all the way towards the edge. Don't want to take the shot from that man. A Stam on the other side will steal that pass away. No problems coming in for Aditya Chadda now, but yeah, he's got to do all the work back in that he put in the previous one.
Come on. He needs to mark all these lanes right now. There are so many runners going up ahead, but Kylian Mbappe almost there on the left foot, but the shot is not powerful enough. Another touchdown corner coming in. Zico will take a touch. Has a time for an advanced roulette, but Dan Burn, 6'4", with that pace and strength, never gonna miss out on that tackle.
Yeah, and now on the back of it, we've got Karman yet again controlling the pace. Hold on, stolen away in mid. That could be a big one, but the ball went just too far away from his player. could not really bring into that one now. We're finally seeing those through balls come to fruition too for both of these sides. But it's been pretty active, specifically for Tikka. Aditya is going to try and build up on that one. Zico, he wants to run away. He's free from every single one. Was that a tackle or was that a heavy touch? I think so. That could have been a tackle right at the end.
That was a tackle from Purado, I believe.
Big one.
He's being the savior. He has blocked 2 crucial passes till now, and all those passes have been a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. But now Zico has found the final third, a chip, but now he takes a direct shot, and Eden Hazard finally gets on the scoreboard. A legend from Chelsea has taken the lead for Karman Tikka, and now Tikka, he is in an advantageous position, and now time to pound. He needs a comeback.
He wants to try and make that happen from the right wing, right? But if that's allowed, that is. Not really. For now, back to centre after the ball. Bounce off, and guess what? Aaron! Oh, right from the feet of the keeper. Deflected right outside the net. That is unfortunate. But still, he can try and make it happen one more time through this corner. Zico passes it back in. Vitinha could not keep it for long.
I'm not sure how Falcone has saved that. Low driven from there, but hey, whatever it was just perfect. But now Claude Maurice on the wing. Finesse! He has taken so many touches. Oh, that was not needed there. A second touch inside with the cutback could have ended things up in this half at least. Tikka.
What a through.
Oh, but now another finesse. Finally takes it home, and the score lines have been equalized yet again.
2-1 in this leg though, but overall it's going to be 4-4 each. Both of these players now finally stepping on that gas with those constant attacks, and that's exactly the type of action we expected to witness. Back and forth attacks from both of these ends, and it's only 30 minutes into the first half. I swear I thought it's over 40.
They looked warmed up now.
Absolutely.
They are going with a fast, pacey attack, goal after goal.
Yeah.
And at this point, the interceptions are coming in crucial as well, especially from the midfielders. They know how to switch them at the very right time, and this is what was lacking in the first leg. But the second leg looks way better. But now Cabal, he wins the ball back, finds Zico in the process. Claude Maurice, he has a timing, and he will find Madueke. A finesse might be loading. Get inside Claude Maurice, back to Zico, back to Bergwall. Vitinha, first touch time, but now Stam there for the interception.
And it could be a big counter coming in though, but from the right wing, you don't really have anyone to beat. Mendes there. Lamine Yamal was moving in, but a bit too far away, and a through right in the center. Claude Maurice now is going to be checked up by a couple of defenders, and a finesse comes in. That could have gone in just a bit wide of the framework, and it still is level. But I'm pretty sure Karman is going to load another goal in pretty soon.
The first time shots, they have been nerfed in this patch as well, so the accuracy have gone down a bit. And I think that has what costed him. But Yamal on the other end tries another finesse plus. Could not land the shot inside the net, but wins the corner. Zico can take a first time shot, and he will. Oh, Vitinha! This guy is not only scoring goals, but saving them as well.
There's two ways to maintain your score in the game. First one is to score, second is to save, and Tikka has been doing that. Vitinha saved it for him so very well. That was legitimately one of the perfect corners which we've been seeing.
Yes. All those touchdown header corners, the player logs, everybody has tried, but only CJ has managed to score it till now. And it could have been one more added to the tally, but Vitinha coming out as a villain, and this time not powerful enough from Yamal, not in the position to take a shot.
Yeah.
But now Zico, he has the ball, and Tikka is trying that this should be the last attack of the first half. And a preemptive pass has been taken away, and now it's time for Aditya Chedda. If he can play the passing lanes fast enough before the half time, but he will not be able to do that. The first half, the third half overall comes to a close, and the score lines are still on level terms.
None were available at that point, man, and that was absolutely big. You can really see all of that thing. It's been a back and forth constantly between both of these players, and I'd have to say, I can see slight bit of impatience as well in terms of taking those shots.
Kind of ambitious.
Bit of desperation.
Yeah, and trying the first time shots, to be honest. They do work at times, but with the recent patch, I'm not sure how many of those goes in. I've not tested it myself till now, so this is something I'm looking out for tonight. But other than that, both the players have played pretty attacking FC.
Yeah.
And have been successful with at least a chance creation.
But not really in the conversion.
Yes.
Now, again, Aditya Chadda. After the kickoff, wanted to go in for that first one, but Karman controlling that ball. Vitinha over towards that left wing, though. You would want Hazard to run there. But this is what I was mentioning. If there was Mbappe, that was surely a collection and maybe a goal on the other side. But that ain't happening right now. It's still going to be Aaron. Zico. Back to Aaron. Stolen by Nuno Mendes.
Pogba going back. Has to be offside, Claude Moraes.
Big off.
He is there, but now time for some quick substitutions.
4-4-1-1.
Everybody looks pretty healthy. Everyone has good stamina by now, so not changing those. And 4-4-1-1 is the way to go for both these players. They have talked about how they hate 4-5-1, since it is one of those formations which is very defensive and you lack a lot more options in the final third. 4-4-1-1, bit more attacking, less structured defensively. But with that cam, the attacking play is better and both the players are very attack-minded. So they are sticking with it. A mirror formation for both the players. And now, with no big substitution on the pitch, let's see if they're able to break the deadlock from here.
A big question out, right? Because it's still been just 4-4 on the block. Not a lot of opportunities now, at least in the second half. But border through ball coming in, a collection in the center. But Stamp takes it away. That was a really good pass to the right wing.
Sometimes I believe if you have a stocky defender and then you need a stocky attacker, yeah, but then his left stick will not be that good enough. But these chances, you might be able to at least hold off the ball a little longer.
Yeah.
You can take the bruiser a little more. But now, both the players trying some play logs. Aarons finds Jamal. There could be a timing for another through pass. Aarons, he made the run. Jamal from outside the box.
Whoa!
Finds Zico in the final third. And Zico, he opens the scoring yet again. Time to pound. Aditya, he takes the scoreline in his favor for one more time.
That was the passing which absolutely destroyed Saransh's defense yesterday, which we finally see in the second half of the second leg. Phenomenal score. And now the pressure is on Karman. Can he pull himself back up from this? It's going to be a big one as the attack still continues. Another through, those taken easily, but not for long, as there's still constant chases here and there. But it's absolutely fine right now. A bit of a breathing room coming in for Tikka.
Hazard making some space on the wings, finds Zico in the process, not for long. Has one of short free kick and there is no way he attempts it directly from here. So playing a shot, and what is the free kick strategy I want to see, because this is a set piece which no one has prepared really well. It is something that everybody plays on the fly. We're taking a shot, but with the time he is taking on the ball with Vitinha, he's trying a cross and he will, and almost there, and Tikka. Sorloth is the choice of play on that right mid, and this is something that we have not seen for a while, but knowing Tikka from a very long time, he is used to all these tall players on the wings for touchdown headers. But now Larsson has the ball with Aarons. Fair nutmeg, finds Zico, one touch passes. Vitinha wins the ball back with that intercept. Could not take the final finesse. And Tikka, he survives.
Fantastic tackle coming in there. Tikka absolutely knew what was about to happen. And that literally was the last man of defense. Otherwise, that was in the back of the net. And the scoreline could have been dipped even further away from him right now. And guess what? It ain't dipping any further, but rather coming back to even. What a turnaround on the back of that one counter-attack. And this is 5-5. We ain't going anywhere.
Oh, another extra time, I believe. Oh, nice play on the wings. Not for long. Has been intercepted. But now Tikka, he has the ball. Trying to find some spaces left, right and center. Finds Sorloth.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, Sorloth is dribbling so well right now. Has the ball back to Claude Moraes. Back to Zico. Flare nutmeg. Claude Moraes. No, could not fake that final pass. Now T2P running in the center of the pitch. Finds Jamal. Has to play a little more time. Might be an advanced roulette. Goes for the ball roll scoop. Finds Larsson. Back to Zico. Kylian Mbappe. Finesse has been blocked.
Tikka has been blocking out those shots perfectly well now. It's not really fully stopping those passes, but rather just making sure his players are positioned well to block those shots and then goes in for the counter-attack, which was going on until Larsen stole it away. The man who scored the first goal for Aditya Chadha in the series. And that too, which was rebounded by the keeper back in that first leg itself. As it's still been a bit back and forth now, an opening in the mid which was cleared away easily. And finally, that pass, which was requested a while back.
Huh?
Now
Just look at that. A little earlier, we saw Tikka's team and it was completely healthy in the last game with those substitutes. But right now,
70 minutes in the game, man. I think so. That's
but everybody being less than 55% of stamina. Either it's Aditya Chadha using a lot of team press or he is running back with everybody else. And I'm counting on the team press.
I think so too.
So the moment you lose the ball, it is a very default tactic. You press the D-pad up and then you press the D-pad left. You go for the team press. And with those things, entirety of your pitch presses the opponent half. So this is something which is a very risky tactic since you open the passing lanes a lot more. But it is rewarding at the same time.
It's tough, man. The question is for how long would he be able to hold on with this team, right? Don't really have a lot of stamina players out there. Not a lot of subs available too. So it could be a bit more difficult for you to play around. But right now, oh, good pass out there.
Wow,
in
double
mid.
tap.
And a lovely through, but it still doesn't go in.
How? Falcone, he made a standing save and now that's a missed shot from Kylian Mbappe. But now Da Costa finds Kylian Mbappe yet again. Back to back, twice he got the opportunity, but Da Costa, he steals the ball away. There is still 6 minutes remaining on the clock and Aditya could have won that with Kylian Mbappe chance, but missing those, he needs to build one more. Pina finds Claude Maurice and another save from Falcone. This guy has all the play styles that keeper needs and he's definitely showcasing that.
It's been just out of the world the number of saves the keeper has done. Otherwise, the scoreline could have been pretty different from what we see right now. But there still is 3 more minutes into the game left. And if the score stays even, we will see the second extra time of the FC26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4. And that seems to be potentially one final attack that right now Aditya is going for, which was saved yet again. Goes for the exact same strategy, collects it as well, but a very well orchestrated defensive steal.
A counter is on the way. Claude Maurice taking his time. Finds a through, but Klosterman rightly positioned there. The final 2 minutes of the first half, or rather the final 2 minutes of the entirety of the game. They are coming in close. 30 seconds remaining. They need a final third pass, but now Tikka is taking his sweet time on the ball and Zico will just let the time run out. The scores are still on level terms and we will move to 30 minutes of extra time.
Man, they're getting brained out. You could see that from their reaction too. It has been tiring. But I think so now in this extra time, that team pressing, stamina draining strategy, it kind of is going to fall back on you.
Just look at that face. That's a face where you are angry from yourself. He got at least one clear-cut chance. Kylian Mbappe straight in front of the goal. A near push attempt, but the thing is, with precision shooting, if you aim it slightly to the right, it goes straight to the keeper. If it's not perfectly on target, you are just hitting the keeper. And Falcone, I'm not sure if he made the save, but he was just standing still, not moving an inch, and Kylian Mbappe just hit the shot directly at him.
Yeah.
Things changed from there. Could have been a game for Aditya, but now 30 minutes more in the upper bracket finale, and let's see who gets away with the victory.
Man, this game is never ending right now. It is still going to be the same back and forth which we were witnessing. Guess what? This could be a big attack.
Ooh,
A brilliant one though. Oh my goodness. Tikka with the first one to open things up. But that still isn't going in the net.
Let me give you a history about Tikka. Before Soloth, this guy was using the Erling Haaland of the left mid. And yeah, he's out of position. Haaland doesn't have a left mid or left wing placement.
Exactly.
But he plays him just because he's tall, strong and faster and can jump in the air for the head downs. So Tikka has done it in the past. He's trying the very similar strategy with Soloth now.
Whoa!
But on the other side, Williams takes a good shot. Has been a volley, has been pretty far out. But hey, Tikka, he is there knocking on the door. But let's see who will be able to break the deadlock.
It's going to be a tough one right now, as again the first opportunities have been brought in by both these players, but a run from the left wing this time around could make things good for Tikka, as it's Frankie de Jong who's holding it, but Ryan is eventually able to collect this one. And Claude Maurice wants to go for the counter-attack from the right wing, perfectly anticipated by Mendes. As the players lock in, but that's a bit of a fake coming in now. Hazard finally turns around towards the goal as well, but Stam is just so strong.
The most used centre-back in the entirety of the pro scene in FC26. He is one of those lads where you can let him go there. But at this point, Williams Jr., Nico, almost there for the cutback. Another chance goes begging. Back-to-back attempts, but that final third, it is just not getting converted, but now Zico, not there.
I'm losing my words at this point. I can hear the audience chanting as well for the through passes too. You can see everyone getting involved in the action, but this is maddening. We're almost starting at the exact same place where we ended things yesterday on such a nasty score. As right now, it's going to be the half time of the extra time, man. The score, it's going to stay the same.
Oh man. I would say it is Aditya's game to win from here on.
Yeah.
The amount of chances this lad has created out of nowhere is humongous, but the thing is, he missed 3 of those. Kylian Mbappe, Nico Williams. Both his wingers have dished him at the final third, and that is not a good sign.
I'm waiting for you to say use Rafael Leao now.
I told you he's better. Yeah, his linkability is a bit annoying, but then you have to get some Portuguese cards and Syria. So that link is pretty different, but you have Cabal, so a Syria card is already there in the mix, so Leao can be a shout.
Surprising how you're a CR7 fan and you still did not try and take his name out here, but okay.
So the thing is with CR7, body type and agility and balance, he is a bit clunky on the striker role and does not have a left wing. If he had the left mid role, man, this guy would be broken.
Obviously. For obvious reasons there. Out for the second half as the action begins here now. The first opener coming in. I almost thought that pass was probably made perfect, but didn't really go through. So taken control of yet again. Tikka moving it around. Lamine Yamal, what a lovely through right in the center. It's 1v1. Get the keeper, but he still doesn't score.
God. A player nutmeg to a low-driven finesse, and you win the match right there. Tikka, you cannot miss those chances. A player nutmeg would have settled the scoreline. And the thing is, Zico had ample of time in the world for the player nutmeg as well to a finesse low-driven. A very basic skill move would have won him the upper bracket finale. The best chance of the overtime till now. And now it is Aditya. With Gyoro onto the mix, the new Thunderstruck SPC is onto the pitch. Let's see what she can do. Finds Claudia Pina. Pina trying to go with the final third. Could not make the final pass happen. But now Zico has the ball. Finds Pina. Swalot making a run on the wing. Goes inside. Yamil Lamal. Nah, man.
Carrias taking that one away. Otherwise that could have been deadly. But still on the back of it now. It's going to be back in the center to Pina as Claude Maurice passes it back to Pina. Wanted to go for the through on the left wing. Taken control of instantly as Tikka doesn't let it go through at all. You can clearly see those actions forming in for Tikka, but it's not been so precise for Aditya on the other side.
This is just one of those games where the next goal wins it out. He has the ball. Claude Maurice, he's taking his sweet time.
3
Time
minutes.
to pound. Reinders, Kunde, he's just too good. Reinders has the ball back to Lamine Yamal. Zico, Paylock, Pina has a runner down the wing. Sorlot, he is not fast enough, does not have quick step or either rapid, but he is tall and strong in the air. He's taking his sweet time on the ball. Finds Zico, goes back. 119 minutes already up, and we are looking at penalties from here on. Final 60 seconds are running down. He has to do something. Tikka has Pina, goes inside for the cutback. Chevalier has the ball, and we are moving to the pens now.
The first time ever out here in the Delhi Comic Con of the PlayStation India Cup Season 4, people. We are going to move into the pens.
This is just keep getting better. Zico with the first strike. Tikka scores.
All right, now Aditya. Mbappe goes in for the right exact same place. That was predicted well too, but all right. Now you're going to be start moving in the keeper too. Lovely over
Top
towards
left.
the left top corner.
Gets one more. Time to pound. Oh, they are mirroring each other at this point. So this is one of those moments where it is all mind games. Top right. Where the next chance is going to go now.
I call top right. Oh,
Bottom
okay.
left.
Bottom
He
left.
scores.
All right. Finally changing things up there.
One miss and you're out. Top right.
Oh!
The shot has been saved. It is T2P to take the lead and Tikka, he looks stressed. Top right, the middle shot connects. One shot for Aditya to close down the deal. Pina onto the strike from the chip. He exactly knew that. It is just perfect. A chip onto the face of Chevalier and he is not missing that. Time to pound. He takes the victory and Aditya Chadha, he is our first grand finalist of PlayStation India Cup Season 4.
You could absolutely see the reaction for the players, and you know the competition was top notch when both of them were respecting each other and their smile on the faces. Even though this wasn't really a win for Tikka, the performance which he showed, man, it was unreal. The first ever penalties of the PlayStation India Cup.
Things we'll have to see. And in all fair and square movements, it was entirety, I would say, Aditya's chances in majority of the game.
Yeah.
He exactly knew what he was doing, but just not able to convert them. But that one Zico chance, I would just love Tikka to go back and see his ward, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
L1, R1, right stick down, flare nutmeg into a low-driven finesse, you win the series. One skill move to a shot, and I am pretty sure this guy has done it multiple times in champs.
True.
He just forgot to do it where it mattered the most.
Or rather, you could say it was the pressure that eventually got to him against Aditya, man. It was so back and forth, and every single one, I could see all of them having a proper discussion about the same thing, people. And if you want to see all of them, meet them, and catch this action live out, blend in with the vibes, make sure you hop in at the NSIC Exhibition Center, New Delhi at the Delhi Comic Con. And you might as well get a chance to talk to your professional favorite pro players as well out there for FC26. Because this was an absolute cinema of a game, as we have a look at the highlights too.
Well, this is one of those games where it was goal fest in the very first half of the game and then trying to turn things around in the second leg itself, with Tikka opening the scoring, taking the equalizer with a ball roll scoop, advanced roulette, and then a finesse near post. He took the lead shot after, but then T2P has a good opportunity with Yamal. Did not shy from taking a shot from outside the box. But after that, the game pace just cut down so much that we ended up till pens on a 5-5.
And it never really changed from there, did it? After those 5-5s, we eventually moved all the way towards the pens. And for first few times, yeah, at least for the couple of shots, you could clearly see Aditya mirroring down whatever Karman was doing.
I would say that is a pretty nasty strategy, to be very honest.
Yeah.
But I generally think that after the first two shots, when you are mirroring your opponent, at this level of confidence, you are able to read them out. And even the very last strike, that the chip shot from Pina, Aditya knew it very well what Karman was doing. Because they have played each other so many times in their lifetimes that they exactly know what is going in their opponent's mind.
That is one of the big things, right? Reading your opponent at the right moment to understand what they're planning and then countering it.
Yes.
That is how you improve, that is how you grow, and that is how you evolve, man. These people were literally fighting in that Super Saiyan form out there, and if you're a Dragon Ball fan, a lot of merches are out there. You do not want to miss out on that. And man, PlayStation booth, it looks perfect. You want to get in here to have a full glance of what's everything looking like and how good it actually is, people. So don't miss out on that. As man, we could have very well called this as the grand finals.
Could be, but now this was upper bracket final.
Yes.
Tikka has moved to a lower bracket and he will go there and wait for the result of next match, because that is a potential final loading up for everybody else.
True.
Because that is CJ versus Saranshjain, the two lads from the FC scene in India who have been on the top for pretty much at least 5 to 6 years.
Now finally getting destroyed down in the bottom. Saransh and CJ, one of them will have to go back home. And the second one's journey will continue to face Karman Singh Tikka there, who's waiting in the lower bracket. Now a little bit wounded, now a little bit bruised up, but absolutely relentless in that power.
Man, at this point, I'm not sure where the result will fall out. Because the thing is, Saransh and CJ, they both had a rough time yesterday.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the scoreline, it is 12-8 for Saransh, 6-5 for CJ in the 90th minute. But this time around, the thing is, both of them know each other's playstyle. While Saransh is a very composed player and he know how to make things happen. And when they faced each other, it was a pens game.
True.
It went to. But on the other side, CJ, he will play that 4-4-1-1 and will play a lot more aggressive. It will all depend what the type of team you are running at this point.
He could also go in for the 4-4-2 as well, right? If I'm not wrong. I think so we saw him play that one. Or no, those were the different players out.
You go 4-4-2 when you are down in the game and it is 60th minute. You are going all in attack. Because at that point, you don't have that cam there. So you just play through to your striker and try to run it down the defense. And
absolutely.
More on the attacking side. But at this stage, if you're going a lot more aggressive, you're just trying to create chances after chances. You're going to get countered, and with the counter-attacking through balls being superb to, I would say, play through with Cloudy Pina in your mix with a perfect incisive and tiki play style, it is impossible to stop a counter-attack.
Absolutely, and that is exactly what we also saw in this previous game too, right? At least in that second leg in the second half, you could see those through balls going in. It did not end up in the back of the net too, yes, I agree. But the chances were being created by the exact same strategy. And it was, yes, in the 4-4-1-1 too, but the idea was still the same as to how they wanted to approach to score those goals. And I agree, Saransh, CJ, they played each other for such a long time that they would know what the other person is trying to think and trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. So they've got some time to devise some strategy as to how they're going to play their game. And all of that action will commence after this short break.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
Welcome back, guys, to the PlayStation India Cup Season 4 here at the Comic Con New Delhi. My name is Lokmanyu. Joined by me is Aditya Chadda. He's just played a game. He's still shaking. We were talking about this earlier. And what a game it was against Karman. I mean, you guys went right down to the wire. First penalty shootout of this tournament. How are you feeling, Ad?
Still feel exhilarated. I have a dopamine rush right now. I mean, it's a good feeling to be at the good side of a pen shootout for once. They've never favored me. So इस बार थोड़ा अच्छा लगा जीत के. But hands were shaking up there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there was actually a point where we captured on camera where Adi was just drinking water like this. These are the moments you see how nervous players can get, but they can still clutch those wins. Now you're in the grand finals, right? I mean, very important game. CJ and Saransh, of course, whoever wins is going to play against Karman and the winner of that. So how are you planning to strategize? Do you take one game at a time, or do you like study all the games? Are you going to be watching this game, or are you just going to watch the last game?
I'll watch a bit of the games that are going to happen, and then I'll also try and maybe watch my game. I'm not sure because I think I know what I have to do. I have prepped well, so I'll play my game and see what happens. Not too bothered about what's happening and who my opponent is. Just focus on myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good way to prepare yourself. And I think one of the things about Aditya is that he's very attacking. He does not shy away from actually, going ahead and not holding on to the ball. So does that work for you very well most of the time, or have you learned something different as well in different moments?
I mean, I've learned to slow it down now when the momentum is against me. I feel like when my opponent is creating a lot of chances now, with experience, I know that I have to create an attack where I can reach his box. Yeah. Even if I don't score, I at least have to kill his momentum. So that's something that I've learned. But otherwise, this FC is perfect for me. It's attacking FC, end-to-end FC, and that's what I love.
So I think this is something that I really like about this guy is that every FC title, he's always confident about himself, and he always like to not complain about the game too much. I think that's a very good approach and something for the viewers as well, right? I mean, we all do get annoyed with the game at some point of the time. So what do you think people should have an approach when they're playing, say, champs or rivals, because they're constantly complaining that the game is bad or whatever? How can they change their mentality to get more wins in all these modes that they play?
I play to have fun. I treat every game like it's a battle. I want to come out on top. It's for bragging rights. So I have fun with it. And if something happens, I just laugh it off now. I've been playing for over 6 to 7 years competitively, so I know that This game is not like the end or the beginning of anything IRL related. So just play for fun and enjoy the game. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it should be, right? I mean, we take the game too seriously sometimes, but here are the pros who do take the game seriously when it comes to that. As you guys saw, he won in the penalties. I mean, we in the crowd, we were just absolutely losing it because what a game it was. Now, Adi, couple of questions more. Tell me about the formations that you play in the game, right? I mean, just the fact that when you're a little defensive and you want to hold on to the lead, what is the formation you use then? What is your first formation that you start with? And if you're down in a game, what formation do you play?
I stick to the 4-4-1-1. I've been using that formation since last year. It's a good formation for both attacking and defending, very balanced.
Yeah.
And I don't switch formations to see out games usually because I try to outscore the opponent every time. And I mean, I do switch if I feel like I cannot create anything attacking wise, then I switch formations. But defensively, I think you can defend in any formation, so I don't really change formations for defending.
So what would be your go-to attacking formation if you're down in a game?
Go-to attacking, like if you want to press somebody, a 4-2-4 is good or a 4-4-2 is good, but I like the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow to just counter-attack and play some blitz football. So that's my go-to formation right now.
It's pretty impressive then. I mean, one last question, Adi, though, for you. As I asked Karman also yesterday, who is the pro player that you look up to in the world and you sort of like, everyone has their own way of playing, of course, and you don't try to imitate any other pro, but who is that one player that you're really impressed with and who you sort of like want to play like at the highest level?
I mean, this year I think it has to be maybe an Anders or a Yaskov. Anders is the cliche answer, but Yaskov is somebody who's new to the scene. We saw his game in the FC Pro Open against Anders. It was a very tight game, and in my opinion, he should have come out on top. He also attacks relentlessly, and his attack is very good. So I try to pick up a few things from his game here and there, and yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how it should be, right? As you guys are watching, I mean, Aditya looks up to a pro at the highest level, and you guys can look up to these pros at the PlayStation India Cup Season 4. But we're going to go for a short break, and we will be back for the game that everyone has been waiting for. It is Saranshjain versus Saransh. You don't want to miss because the loser goes home, and it is going to be a cracker of a game. Be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, right after a very short break to PlayStation India Season 4. The grand finale is going on live in here. The upper bracket matchup was a very big thriller which was decided on pens. But now a potential final is loading on our way. Master Spartans, and joining me for this very special matchup is Mr. Lokmanu. Sloki, how do you feel about this match?
I mean, as I said yesterday, this is the game I've been waiting for, the clash of the titans, so to say. These guys have faced each other multiple times, and I think everyone watching this stream as well knows the background of both these players. They've been national teammates, they've been club teammates, they've played at the highest level together against each other, and they're back at it once again. I mean, these are household names in the Indian EAFC scene.
The top 3 players in like the 5 to 6 years, I would say, in a run at this point. But what surprised me is that I've not seen these players playing in the lower bracket together. They have been in the upper bracket finals and then in the grand finals up front, but today only one of them will go ahead and the other has to go out from the tournament from a lower round 3. And that's a big surprise for everybody.
Yeah, that is kind of baffling, isn't it? Because when you see how these players are, at least one of them is always in the upper bracket, and it's usually them playing against each other in the winner's bracket. The loser drops down to the loser's bracket, right? But now, it's a situation where, as Part has rightly said, that one of them is going to go home, which is kind of surprising, but it just goes to show the growth of the EAFC scene in India. There are more players coming up at that level.
And that is so big for us. Like, we have multiple players joining in, but now, finally, the lower round 3 is in action. ChelseaCJ12 in the classic red kit, while Saransh in the white kit. This is going to be a banger of a match, a double-leg game, and let's see who goes ahead in the lower finale.
Yeah, I mean, this is poised to be the game that we've been waiting for. Charanjot playing from left to right in that red kit. Saransh playing from right to left in the blue kit. CJ straight off the bat with Zico, goes for a shot. Great save there by Chevalier over there. Positive start for Charanjot.
A corner, touchdown header, will not find there. Khalid has the ball back. I think it is Saransh who's playing with the shadows off, so that's why the players look very different in his POV. But now Claudio Pina finds Kylian Mbappe running down the wing. He has the ball, he has a lot more time, and Lamine Yamal in the center of the pitch. A cut back on the way. Bastam, too big and perfectly positioned.
Yeah, I mean, great defending over there by Charanjot. He has to be on point against the attack of Saransh. Has the chance with Kylian Mbappe. Ooh. And what a save that is by Nick Pope. You did not expect that. I mean, that was supposed to go in. But what a save. Saransh hasn't given up on this attack though. He's got the corner. Vitinha plays it to Paqueta. Goes for a finesse shot. Great block there by Charanjot.
Another corner incoming, and I think Saransh is the only player who's not using the play lock corner tactic. He's not going for that corner routine. Rather, he's playing his short and making his way inside the box and finds Paqueta in the process. Kylian Mbappe, a cutback on its way yet again. There is a play in the center of the pitch, but now has been blocked for the 3rd time consecutively.
Yeah, I mean, that's such an aggressive start from Saransh as well. I think that's what he needed in this game. Otherwise, Charanjot always puts that pressure on you right from the start. Has that chance now. Aaron goes for a shot and misses. We did not expect that again. I mean, we've had 2 big chances on each side, and somehow that has not gone in. Still in disbelief, this is still 0-0.
Aaron's has a finesse plus, and that man misses from that angle. So the players are ditching their owners at this point. Frankie de Jong on the inside finds Kylian Mbappe, taking his sweet time. Finds Zico, back to Larson. Ousmane Dembele, Zico, what a first time pass, and Aaron's, he needs to score a finesse, and he will this time around. CJ, he breaks the deadlock within 16 minutes. Take the score line 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, what a fantastic goal that was. Typical through ball through the center. Saransh mistiming his tackle over there. And Charanjot taking that advantage. It was coming. And the way that Charanjot starts is always very aggressive. And that goal just shows that he's here to conquer this game.
For sure. But now, Saransh taking a lot more touches with Vitinha. He's just dribbling around with the R1. And we know how good of this man of the match Vitinha card is. But now Pina inside the box. Oh, he thought that he had a free territory, but Lamine Yamal was quite a bit far away. And now onto the counter, Kylian Mbappe making his way to the flanks. Has been blocked. Another interception from Paqueta, wins the ball for Saransh. Goes ahead and Khalid. He's still running that setup on a 4-4-2. Generally, you don't see that most often from the very first minute. And Khalid, he has the ball. We go ahead, but now Paqueta just going back, losing it out in the final third.
Yeah, Saransh taking his own sweet time to build that attack. Charanjot not giving him a lot of space, but gets one for himself. Aaron once again, can he make something out of this? Just doesn't work well with that skill move. Not one of those meta skill moves that you would want to do. And he was probably trying that roulette. That is the meta, but Saransh once again on the attack. Khalid tries to play to Yamal. Great control over there. Tries to cut back inside. Still has the ball. Plays into Khalid, but well defended there by Charanjot. Such a back and forth game at this point. Larson plays it to Zico. De Jong player locks it to Aaron. Zico, Larson, a string of passes. Can this be the second goal for Charanjot? Dembele, great passing over there. Saransh not been able to intercept that. Just when I said that, the commentators curse.
But now Pina, she has a lot more time on the ball. Khalid is dribbling around, finds Pina. Kylian Mbappe through on goal, near post. He attempted a far post finesse, if I'm not wrong, but Kylian Mbappe not in the particular angle. And Saransh, he got closer to the attempt, but again, just knocking on the door.
Yeah, I mean, Mbappe just took that Trivela shot, which by default happens sometimes. But hang on a minute, Charanjot instantly on the attack. Zico plays it to Dembele. Aaron has the chance to play a lock. It's too close to do a player lock over there. He's looking for something special. But Saransh has been very good with his dribbling as well, trying to find these spaces. And that Mbappe chance was really good. It's just that didn't convert.
But now Zico in the final third. He might attempt a finish from that very particular angle, but Frankie de Jong inside the box. Tries the shot, but jab stam way too strong.
Yeah, I mean, Stam has always been strong. Once again, Mbappe on those wings. But Doué doing really well over there. Charanjot once again, Zico. It's been the center of the show really for every player in this tournament. Great pass there. Aaron, can he make something out of this? Charanjot goes for a low driven. And what a finish that is. Aaron is not going to miss that. Fantastic finish. And Charanjot doubles his lead. Great goal.
Straight at the keeper, but a low driven is very, very difficult to stop. And from that very angle, it is a sure shot goal. But now Carreras loses the ball to Zico, and CJ, he can build yet another attack in the final minutes of the first half. Aarons find Larson, back to Dembele. Arson, he's free in the center of the park, but now has been intercepted with the intercept plus. But now Paqueta is trying the final attack of the first half. Finds Yamal in the process. Saransh, he needs to be quick.
Just not it for that attack for Saransh, and Charanjot is going to comfortably see it out. I mean, if you see the interesting choice of players that CJ has,
Yes.
the likes of Larson and all these players that he's playing, I think even the right back, I think Doué is playing, and I mean, it's very interesting choice as well because most of them are playing Da Costa as their right back. And I think the way that Charanjot has played, always exploiting the right wing,
Yes.
is what is causing problems for Saransh. I think he has to stop those attacks going from that side. And Charanjot, of course, as clinical as always. Once he gets the chance with that quick, intricate passing, I don't think so he's going to miss his chances.
Well, at this point, I think a bit more tactical changes is needed from Saransh's side. He's using a 4-4-2, but the thing is, in this 4-4-2, the strikers are very difficult to be found. Khalid is being completely min-marked by the two CMs in the center of the park, and he's pretty much being one of those players who's trying to supplement the attack, but majority of time he's not able to receive the ball. A 4-4-1-1, a center mid cam positioning might work out for Saransh, but hey, all these thought processes, let's see if Saransh can relate to them and make some changes at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they took a long pause over there. I mean, just took their time. Charanjot, of course, feeling confident, has a smile on his face as well during half-time. Tries to play that pass. Great through ball over there. Dembele, but just offside. That could have been a very good chance.
I think Saransh has changed the formation. He has brought in Xavi Simons in the mid. And with the placement, he has to play a cam, right? So this is something interesting. Like, if the formation change can bring some advantage for Saransh, but this time around, CJ, he has the ball. Has been intercepted, though. And Xavi Simons, yes, he's playing the cam. So a 4-4-1-1 has been switched on. Kylian Mbappe wins the ball for CJ, who's running a pretty similar play style. But now Zico gets the ball to Kylian on the wing, taking his sweet time. But a player lock in the box. A pretty risky decision to make. Loses the ball in the process.
Yeah, I mean, if you see, as you pointed out, that Javi Simons is out. When I was talking to Saransh at the start of the game, he said he wants to play the 4-4-2. But CJ, hang on a minute. Kylian Mbappe cancels the player lock, tries to play a pass in, goes for a shot. So much chaos inside the box. He almost had his third goal. And you want these chances to be converted. And sometimes luck favors you. Saransh gets away with it, heads down for Charanjot. Great pass there, and what a save! Everything that Charanjot has thrown at Saransh at this point of time somehow hasn't gone in that attacking sequence. Great save there, and Saransh right on the counter attack. Can Saransh get that first goal that has been desperately looking for? Cuts inside, looks for a pass. Too obvious there. De Jong was right there.
Saransh now, he's trying to stop this counter-attack. Kylian Mbappe is too fast. He will get the ball, but now the center of the park is completely blocked off. There is no passing in the final third. Frankie de Jong finds the pass somehow to Ousmane Dembele, who takes the shot. Just not on target enough. And now Kylian Mbappe back to Ousmane Dembele. The passing frequency is quite fast enough. The tiki-taka playstyle is working in handy, but now Saransh has the ball. Back to Paqueta. Back to Xavi Simons. Pina making a run inside the box. Kylian Mbappe. Back to Vitinha, and now the pace has been cut down. Claudia Pina, she needs an extra touch. Eder Militao just shoves her off the ball and gets the position back.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite aggressive from Saransh, but great defending there by CJ as well to track those runs and stand firm right on the edge of the box as well. CJ once again now. Larson is onside. Can he make something out of this? Goes for a shot. But the angle wasn't the best for India's top player there, Charanjot. Tries to head back in. Zico. Now twists and turns. Kylian Mbappe goes for a shot. And that is the third goal that CJ was looking for. And that is kind of a cheeky celebration. Look at the expression. Ice cold. He wants to win this game, Spartus.
This is something where CJ knows that he should not be in this place at the very first time. But hey, in this lower bracket round 3, he wants a revenge. He wants that lower bracket arc to the grand finale. And he is one step closer to it. Xavi Simons from the side of Saransh finds Pina. Advanced roulette, but CJ, he is not misplacing any of his defenders. Advanced roulette directly in front of Stam, wins the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, Stam always stands his ground so firm. And Pina, one of the best players to do the advanced roulette with.
Yep.
Created that chance, but Charanjot has been on point with his defending. Saransh trying really well, creating those chances, but you got to have the X factor as labeled by Karman yesterday, that you need to have that X factor in that game. And I think Saransh is certainly looking for it. As you can see, Charanjot is trying to focus over there. I mean, he's locked in. It almost looks like he's looking at something down there. It's probably like the chits we used to have during exams, like his notes down there that he's reading against Saransh. It's incredible, really. But after a long pause, we are back. Militao finding De Jong. Kylian Mbappe does a player lock. And the 70th minute mark, can CJ get another goal? Zico plays it to Aaron. Quick one-touch passing. Great tiki-taka over there. Kylian Mbappe looks for a pass to Aaron. Turns inside with Larson. Last-ditch defending from Saransh over there.
Pina has the ball. Kylian Mbappe, the first time through, can be a way to break down the CJ's back line at this point, but the passes are not incoming, and the moment you go center, Nick Pope is just running from the back lines. Another good collection there from Nick Pope. A pretty rare choice of a goalkeeper, since those goalkeeper evos have started to flood in the recent weeks. But now, Aarons has the ball. Ousmane Dembele back to Aarons. Zico, the next pass, trying to get through, but now Vitinha has the ball. Back to Pina. Goes back ahead. Ousmane Dembele making a run. Trying to track back. But look at that defensive shape. Everybody is man-marked.
Yeah, I mean, Saransh trying really hard over there to find spaces. Vitinha now tries to cut inside. De Jong, Kylian Mbappe. Nice bit of space creation there. Goes for a shot. Beautiful McGeady spin over there. And the low driven. And Saransh exactly what he needed on the 80th minute mark of this first leg. gets that first goal. Great finish. Amazing composure there to stay calm and get that finish in.
Finally, at least one back. But the thing is, this first leg is about to get over. Less than 10 minutes remain in the first half, or rather the first leg itself. And CJ, he is leading the score lines by 2 goals. Saransh, he wants to narrow down the margins, finds Khalid in the process. Kylian Mbappe! Such an heavy touch. He misses that out, and CJ has queued a pause in the final moments of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible chance, Martis. I mean, if that would have gone in, would have completely changed the course of this game. Great interception by Saransh there, but CJ still on the attack. Dembele. A bit of skill over there, nice cancels. Great pass there, Kylian Mbappe goes for a shot. And last second block to save Saransh from conceding that 4th goal. Pina now. Khalid with the ball, can Saransh get another goal? Great through ball there, Pina is going to be onside. Can she finish this? Nick Pope, somehow, some incredible movement from Pope to save that. I mean, who would have thought that would not go in?
It has happened twice with Saransh at this point, I would say. Because right now, Saransh, he has beat the defense at least twice and thrice, but that final shot, he takes an extra little touch, and then the goalkeeper is able to make a big save.
Yeah, I think you can't give so much of time when you're taking a shot. You just take a touch and go for a driven. Pina has that low driven plus.
Alongside a finesse fight. So he had the opportunity right there. And to be honest, low drivens are being saved more than the finesses. So the finesse is the better way to score at this point in these 1v1 scenarios.
Yeah, it is indeed. And brings us to the last attack of this first leg. And can Saransh keep the ball until the end to get that 1 goal back and start positive in the second leg? Nico Williams, great bit of dribbling there, trying to find space. Does not get quite a lot. Kylian Mbappe now, great there, but just not enough. And that brings us to the first leg being concluded, where Charanjot has won the first leg by 3-1. Saransh, plenty of chances, Spartans, but just not enough to get those goals back and reduce the deficit.
Nick Pope has been a nightmare for him, and those extra touches inside the box is not what he wants at this point. Claudia Pina, she was completely through on goal. That finesse would have worked really well if taken a tad bit second early. He takes an extra touch, tries to go for a low-driven finesse, and gets completely saved off. So this is something which Saransh needs to figure out on how to finish those uneven chances.
Yeah, he really has to. I mean, he's done really well. It's not easy to break down CJ's defense anyway because of his manual switching and the way that he plays. Especially when we talk about Anders, right? As Aditya also said in an interview that Anders is someone that he likes to play like. So Anders is very strong fundamentally, and so is Charanjot. I mean, he's always followed the way that Anders has played, being fearless, playing quick passes, only doing skill moves when necessary. Anders barely does any skill moves apart from the step over boost as well at the highest level. So there is a reflection of that for CJ as well in his gameplay. But Saransh, for him to be able to break that down, break that defense down, he has to try something different.
Well, maybe more of those agile dribbles, I would say. Because at this point, Saransh is trying to go direct at CJ, and CJ is able to man-mark every attacker running down. So more of the R1 dribbles to Rithinia will definitely get him more space in the final third. Because even if you see those gaps in those final third lines, they are still present. But Saransh is not utilizing them at the finest point. And that is very opposite of Saransh. But hey, even yesterday, he was maybe like trailing by 4 to 5 goals in the first leg. And the second leg is where he shined. So maybe taking his time to get warmer, and maybe the second leg has a different result.
Maybe it does, because I think Saransh needs to start positive, because if Charanjot manages to score a couple more goals, it's going to be a long road back for Saransh. But hey, anything can happen, right? We've seen so many comebacks. We've seen 20 goals over 2 legs yesterday. And I think that is something that we're all here for at the PlayStation India Cup Season 4.
Yeah, it looks like one of those games which can be very different in the second leg. Because even Saransh is able to make some crazy score lines yesterday when he played. I think 8 goals was total that he scored. So we have to keep that in mind, that the game is far from over. It is just a +2 for CJ. And we both know the caliber of both these players. The second leg will definitely be a thriller.
Yeah, it really will be, because both these players, as you can see, so locked in. It's a very close game still. You cannot put a pin on this game yet. and the fact that until the end, maybe until the 80th minute, you will not have any clarity as to what it could be, unless, of course, Charanjot runs away with it in the first leg itself, first half of the second leg itself. With that being said, we are back with the second leg of this loser bracket game between two of the heavyweights, and it's a shock for me to even say this part is that both of them are right. When I say that, Charanjot has that chance and starts with Aaron taking a finesse shot and gets the first goal from the very first attack. And exactly when we were mentioning that Saransh has to start strong, this is where he falls apart. And Charanjot capitalizes on all that space from the kickoff. And kickoff is still quite a thing, Spartus, isn't it?
It has been a nightmare for Saransh. Even yesterday, he was conceding a lot more kickoffs against Adi. I think he conceded 2, if I'm not wrong. And even today, the second leg has started with a kickoff. And now CJ inside the box finds Zico, a cut back with a flare nutmeg. Almost there for the second one within 5 minutes. So the attacking province is definitely shining right now. And Khaled is trying to find Yamal, but Carrera is just too strong. Wins the throw-in.
Yeah, I mean, the way CJ started again very aggressively. The second one also should have been a goal. I think maybe if Zico would have gone across the goal for a shot, that could have gone in rather than playing that extra pass. But Charanjot ever so strong, starting confidently. Saransh just has to get his rhythm. Otherwise, Charanjot, the way that he's playing is so fearless, so aggressive. He's not even trying to hold the ball. He's up by 3 goals. He's just being absolutely phenomenal going forward. And that's the kind of approach that we've seen from Aditya as well, our grand finalist, right? I mean, he just keeps attacking and attacking and attacking. He's just looking to get as many goals as he wants to because he plays with the outscoring mentality. Dembele once again. Nice ball roll, scoop turn there. Larson plays it to De Jong. Great pass there to Kylian Mbappe. And that's what he does. That is why we call him the GOAT of the Indian EAFC scene. What a goal that is. Finds that space, takes a touch with Kylian Mbappe. And that finish was just exquisite, Spartus.
Just too good right now. It's a difference that is too humongous to narrow down now. A +4 for CJ and Saransh. He's not able to enter the final third at this point. The right stick switching is completely perfect. No player is out of position for CJ on the defending side. And on the attack, these one-touch passes is just cutting down the lines. And now another pass inside the box. It is perfectly done. Another one, another cutback. And it all started with winning the ball in the defense and with tiki-taka with his 2 strikers up front.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we are doing a recap of the previous goal, Charanjot has scored another goal over there. Great bit of extra passing, the way that he's finding spaces. I am sure that all the people who are supporting Charanjot right now, as he represents godlike esports, all his fans, all his supporters must be so happy to see this, that their GOAT of EAFC is absolutely smashing it and coming back in this tournament where he deserves to be, because this most likely will end up with Charanjot getting a victory and facing TikkaTown for that revenge game. So we'll come to that as we progress. We really want though Saransh to come back into this game and give us that comeback that he wants. Dembele once again. Zico on the ball, looks for a through ball. Great pass there. Larson is onside, goes for a finesse shot. And he is just killing it at this point of time. Just wants to get done with this game so that he looks at Karman Tikka. Spartus, I think we are in for a treat today.
I just want to see the reaction when he faces Karman now from here on. 7-1 is the scoreline on aggregate, and I don't think there is any hopes left for Saransh from here on. And I really never thought that I would say this, but this game is already over in the first half of the second leg.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't been Saransh's best game. That happens at the highest level when you're a top pro player. I mean, the experience that he has. He's been a 2-time EISL champion, 2-time FGS champion. And when you see a scoreline like this, you just wonder that it's just not been his game. And of course, Charanjot has been on top, as always. Shows the maturity of this player to drop down to the losers bracket and come back strong. Saransh just not able to find that space. All he needs is one goal in this half to at least get something some momentum going. He's working really hard. Look at the defenders he has over there. Pina has a chance. Great drag back over there. But just not enough to beat Saranjot's backline.
Another nutmeg was attempted by Pina, but the thing is, the defending line is just way too compact to deal with. And now Arons, he is just through on goal. Will have a flare nutmeg yet again, but he decides to go back. Another cutback. A flare nutmeg to a ball roll, to a cutback, and then to a shot. 90% of the players, or maybe more than that, will take it, win the first attempt, but it is Saranjot that we are talking about.
I mean, what have I just witnessed? That is just prime CJ. That goal just goes to show how much you can learn from a pro player at the highest level. That just is world class indeed. Great turnover there once again. I mean, that's just incredible, really. Saranjot is on fire.
He is angry. What happened yesterday in the upper bracket, round 1, CJ just wants revenge, and a wounded lion is 10 times more dangerous. And this is what is happening right now, and Saransh has to go through the flames of it. 9-1 on aggregate, 6-0 within 35 minutes of the first half. And CJ, he's looking to score more. Zico finds Usman Dembele, another finesse attempted. Correa is there for the block, but for how long?
Yeah, I mean, at this point of time, Saranjot is just running away with it, tries to cut back inside one more time. And the scoreline is absolutely obnoxious at this point. 9-1 on aggregate, 6-0 within just 40 minutes, Spartus. I mean, we did not expect this. I mean, I thought this was going to be a very close affair, given the fact that Saransh was playing so well yesterday. I mean, of course, as I said, off days, but still, you look at the passes as well. It's just unfortunate that Saransh has not been able to click his game at this point of time as well. Saranjot almost running away with it with every single attack that he's creating. He's got a potential chance up his sleeves. One more chance here. Larson just stands his ground, waits for a pass to Zico. Great pass there from Aaron. Goes for a shot, but not enough to beat the keeper from that angle.
The passing in the final third from CJ, it is so patient that just look at that final delivery from Zico yet again. Aaron's making a run while coming back and then going ahead yet again, and Zico takes his sweet time, plays that incisive. So well done, and now CJ is looking for the 10th one in the first half itself. He's going up ahead with Usman Dembele. The clock is ticking down. Finds Zico, back to Larson, but the refs decide it is done. One more half remains, but for as far as the hopes are concerned for Saransh, they are far from over.
Yeah, I mean, it's just at this point of time, there's just 1% chance for Saransh to come back into this game.
Maybe less than that, to be honest.
Maybe less than that, to be honest. 0.1%, honestly, because, I mean, as I always say, I'm a firm believer, Spartus, of 1% chance, 99% faith. But against a player like CJ, it just looks almost impossible at this point because, I mean, even at CJ's worst, I don't think so he's going to let 8 goals fly in one half. I mean, yeah, the chances are very bleak, but Saransh has to put up a show, of course. He's done really well up until this point in the tournament. Of course, it's almost like a David versus Goliath situation, and Saranjot has proved it otherwise.
It is phenomenal attacking yet again, and just look at that passing lanes. He's cut opening the defense like it's so easy, and this is one of the reasons I'm not fond of the 4-4-2 to start things off. Because without that extra cam, your build-up kind of struggles when someone is pressing you, and without that extra midfielder in a 4-4-1-1, you are not able to drag back your cams as much as possible. So that defending side struggles, the attacking side struggles a lot, and the result looks like it is going against you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a conversation I had with Saransh before the game as well, that do you think the 4-4-2 is solid for you defensively? And he said, I mean, he's used to playing it. I mean, he's comfortable. He wants to take that up against CJ in that game. But CJ, of course, being so aggressive attackingly, and 4-4-2, of course, isn't the best formation to defend with. And that's what sort of punished Saransh. Maybe it was just tactical lapse is what I could think. Because Saransh in a 4-4-1-1 could have been a bit better. That's one chance for Saransh. Takes it,
Offside.
but it's just offside at the same time.
Not even that one chance at this point. And on top of all, CJ is playing a 4-5-1 to a 4-4-1-1. He's switching the formations. So he knows what he is doing right from here. 4-5-1, so difficult to break down from center of the park, and yeah, no chances again. The midfielders just high pressing there, winning the ball back. Zico has it, gets it to Frankie. Kylian Mbappe, a finesse loading. He goes for the near post shot, gets out for a corner, but 9-1 is the aggregate, and I don't think CJ needs more goals from here on.
I mean, he doesn't need them, but he's not going to stop from the looks of it. Pina now tries to play a through ball to Kylian Mbappe. This is going to be Saransh's chance. Can he convert this? Takes a finesse, and he does. That is the goal that he needs as a consolation, at least, to show something out of this game. The deficit is still 7 goals on aggregate. Almost impossible, as we discussed earlier, but gets that goal. Great bit of build-up play. Mbappe running through as usual. Cuts inside, goes for a driven finesse. CJ, look at that left stick dribbling over there from Dembele. The Ballon d'Or winner. Quite literally showing how good he's been in this game for Saranshjain as well. A fantastic display. I mean, if you look at the scoreline at this point of time, 67 minutes gone in, Spartus, I think Saranshjain is trying to slow down a little, as I was talking to Aditya as well, that sometimes you got to slow the game down. I think now he's realized. Saransh once again, one more chance. Pina hits the post, and I think that's just been Saransh's day. Hasn't been the luckiest when it comes to converting his chances at the start as well. He had so many chances, if you remember in the first leg, the way it all started, Saransh had a couple of chances, but that again is just offside.
Chance to goal conversion is what is lacking right now, and with 70 minutes already up on the clock, the game is definitely getting very, very far. Another pass attempted from CJ. He has not scored anything in the second half, but the thing is, he does not need to. He is just getting a bit more relaxed, saving his energy for the upcoming games, I would say. Because it's Saransh. After this match, he does not have anything to play for. But CJ, he has a back-to-back game. And if he wins that, it will be a third back-to-back game if he enters the grand finals. So a stamina on that players present will definitely come into the equation.
That's a very important thing that you pointed out, Spartus. I mean, it is a battle indeed. And the format says it's going to be a BO2 in the grand finals as well. So Saranshjain has to be on point. One more chance there for Saransh, and gets his third goal on aggregate. Great finish, great pass over there. Still not enough, as only 13 minutes are left on the clock with some stoppage time. And he still needs 6 goals, and Saranshjain, of course, isn't going to stop attacking. Can Saransh give us one more goal and make this leg a little bit more interesting? Pina, great pass there from Kylian Mbappe, and that's just very unfortunate that the shot goes away from the goal, far away from the goal, because of the precision shooting sometimes not working in your favor. Frankie. Aaron plays a through ball now. Larson is through. Could this be the icing on the cake for Saranshjain? It is. And a great goal there. Chip shot over the goalkeeper, seals the deal. And we are in double digits.
Yes.
For the goals, the number of goals scored that Saranshjain has done. He's still attacking. I mean, he's not stopping.
He's like, yeah, let me get as many as possible. He still thinks that goal difference will matter from here on for some reason, because he is not stopping them. Let the goals incoming, and it is still 7 minutes remaining. He will try to get at least 11 from here on. Kylian Mbappe is completely empty on the wings, and he tried to find those. He will find the pass, a bit slow, but the centre back is there for the interception.
Yeah, I mean, I love how CJ is so flamboyant in his attack. He was trying a first-time advanced roulette as well in that situation. I mean, that just shows that he's oozing confidence at this point of time. And as you rightly said, getting ready for his game against Karman, which is going to be a massive one, because that's what we're going to be seeing. CJ one more time
Finesse
for the 11th goal. And he gets it. It's just been so easy opening up the defense of Saransh over there. Very unlikely of Saransh to do that. But Saranshjain just so clinical.
Saransh has just lost his head, to be honest. With the amount of goals he has conceded now, he's just going all in on the press. Just trying to win the ball as much as possible, and in that process he is conceding a lot more than usual. He has a cutback available. He will drive across with the header, gets the third one. But that's it. 11-4 is the aggregate scoreline, and CJ Goat, he moves ahead in the lower final where his arch rival from the upper bracket is waiting for him. Karman Singh Tikka versus CJ. It will be a thriller yet again.
Yeah, I mean, what a fantastic game this was. Spartus, this was supposed to be the game of the tournament that all eyes were on, because you have to understand, right?
Yes.
Saransh, former godlike teammates with CJ, loved by a lot of godlike fans, moves on to another esports organization, squares up against Charanjot as a rival at this point of time, and Charanjot showing that he can be who is the best player at any point in any tournament,
Yes.
right? I mean, he showed that even after losing to Karman in the winners bracket, he did not give up.
Yes.
He showed his class against Jahaan. He showed his class against Saransh. And now he has to do that all over again against Karman.
It's like he is there for hunting down everybody else in the tournament and making his revenge happen yet again, because the next target is the man who threw him in the lower bracket. But before we move to the next match, let's have a look at the highlights, because more than highlight, this was a montage for CJ. Because this guy was just wrecking goals after goals, and overall 11 onto the score sheet.
Yeah, I mean, 11 goals is just incredible indeed. Look at those turns inside the box, just finds that space as well. Saransh, of course, with a couple of goals as well. But as you said, montage indeed. Scored so many goals. First leg was majorly so many goals. But look at that through ball, the way that he finds space and is so clinical right until the end. Saransh, of course, doing really well there with that final goal as well. That double tap pass
Yes.
is what is quite the meta. And to all the viewers who are watching the PlayStation India Cup Season 4 at the Comic-Con Delhi, which has a massive prize pool of 4 lakh INR, you have the chance to compete as well. So whenever these tournaments happen, these are the pros you look up to. And you can one day be on this grand stage as well, maybe next year, and play against these players and experience it live yourself.
Yeah, we had Silento this year. He was a very newcomer. We had Jahaan, who is pretty new to the scene. So it is completely open for all the FC enthusiasts out there. But now if we talk about this match, you talked about Anders and similarity between CJ, right? Anders versus Tech's game, it ended with a very similar scoreline.
Yeah.
So it happens to the best of us. Because if you talk about Saransh, this is not the type of Saransh we have seen in the past. He's someone who makes comebacks even from a 5-0 deficit. But for today, it was it from his side, and he is now out of the tournament. But now if we have a look at the brackets, the lower final awaits us, where Saransh, or rather TikkaTown versus CJ will be the next match. The tournament began with CJ and TikkaTown taking on each other, where Tikka won the game 6-5 in the 90th minute. And now it is time for CJ to take out revenge, or maybe Karman Singh Tikka, to make sure that the first victory was not a fluke.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I mean, Karman has been really good in the tournament. Even if you look at the scoreline against Aditya, it was a very close game. Went until the penalties. You and
Yes.
Scared were the ones who were casting that, and I was enjoying it so much from the bench at that time, because that is the game that would shape up the grand finals. That could be the perfect way of deciding who is going to be in the grand finals as a neutral. And
Yeah.
now Charanjot has to face Karman once again as that revenge plot that he has on his mind. And if he wins that, then he's going to face Aditya Chadda in the finals. I mean, we are having, I think, probably out of the top 4 that were predicted, Spartus, I think Aditya Chadda, Karman, Saransh,
Yes.
and CJ. We have these 3 players out of the 4. And unfortunately for Saransh, commiserations to him that he's knocked out of the tournament, to the brilliance of Charanjot Singh.
And the thing is, if CJ wants to lift this trophy for the 3rd time in a row, he has to defeat all the 3 players. Because if he enters the grand finals, he will wait Adi. And he has not faced him till now, and that will be a pretty crazy game. But how the lower final will go, we'll find all that out right after a very short break.
Welcome back, people, to another episode of Meta Talk with Pros, and we've got Jahan with us right now. Hello, Jahan. I know कल आपका result थोड़ा उतना अच्छा नहीं आया जितना आप चाहते थे, but I want to talk about what happened in this previous game directly, क्योंकि you face CJ and अभी सारांश also face CJ. क्या differences थे या फिर वो technical aspect का थोड़ा सा breakdown, because you are the pro, you absolutely know about it.
Okay, मेरे हिसाब से तो मतलब सेम ही सीन हुआ कि मेरा गेम फर्स्ट सीजे के साथ अच्छा जा रहा था, सेम विद सरांश अच्छा जा रहा था, चांसेस मिस कर रहा था सरांश, एंड आई थिंक सीजे का वही है कि एक बार मोमेंटम लेने लगता है, यू हैव टू लाइक स्लो द गेम डाउन, बट इफ यू स्ट्रगल टू स्लो द गेम डाउन देन वो मारते रहता है गोल. एंड सीजे का एक और चीज़ है कि इफ यू विन द फर्स्ट लेग अगेंस्ट हिम विद अ गुड स्कोर, आई थिंक यू कैन विन द होल थिंग, बट डिफीटिंग सीजे इन 2 legs व्हेन यू आर लूजिंग द फर्स्ट लेग ऑलरेडी इट्स वेरी हार्ड. सो वही है कि मतलब तुम्हें थोड़ा और स्मार्ट खेलना पड़ता है, थोड़ा इनकन्वेंशनल खेलना पड़ता है, बट ऑब्वियसली हार्ड लक टू सारांश मैन होता है.
That is absolutely fair. And to be honest, you were also mentioning about those finish shots जो कि सारांश को technically लेने भी चाहिए थे उन situations के अंदर. How would you review your entire game जो आपने सीजे के against खेला overall? आपने क्या mistakes करी थी उनके अंदर?
मैंने मेरा गेम देखा था, मतलब मैंने दोनों गेम देखे थे. फर्स्ट उसमें तो मतलब मेरे भी चांसेस ही मिस हो गए थे, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चांसेस थे, वरना मैं बहुत 4-5 गोल अब चले जाता. उसके बाद तो फिर तुम कोई भी निकाल ही लेता है गेम, बट वही है चांसेस नहीं मारोगे. सेम विद सरांश, वो लो ड्रिवन मार रहा था मतलब बहुत सारी पोजीशन में जो, लेकिन अब कीपर मूवमेंट जब उन्होंने हटा दी है तो उसके बाद लगता है कि तुम अगर फुल पावर मार दोगे, कीपर ही मूव नहीं कर सकता तो वो चल ही जाता है. लो ड्रिवन तो भी पता नहीं कभी कभी सेव हो जाता है, तो वही प्रॉब्लम है कि सरांश अगर हो सकता है कुछ और लेता, नॉर्मल शॉट मार देता तो गोल चले जाता, वही डिफरेंस.
Alright, fair. I mean, technically we are always talking about the pro players, right? We've always been having that word around them. अगर कोई एक नया ऐसे youngster who wants to go pro in this scene, So, do you have any few advices for him as to how he can start, what formations can he use, or what cards they can pick early on in the game?
हाँ आई गेस मतलब मेरे हिसाब से अगर किसी को प्रो जाना है, जैसे मैंने लास्ट ईयर चालू किया था तो मेरा भी वही था कि एक शेड्यूल बनाओ पहले तो, और वो शेड्यूल बना के उसको फॉलो करो और अच्छे से फॉलो करो, जैसे तुम कोई और काम में करते हो वैसे ही तुम्हें इसमें भी करना पड़ेगा। एंड और चीज़ें है कि तुम सिर्फ खेल के नहीं कर सकते, तुम्हें दूसरों को देखना पड़ेगा कैसे खेलते। बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब वॉचिंग में ज़्यादा टाइम जाता है मेरा तो, यूजुअली मैं खेलने से ज़्यादा देखता हूँ, क्योंकि मतलब जब तुम्हें पता ही नहीं कोई सिचुएशन में क्या करना है तो तुम देखोगे कोई बेटर प्लेयर को, देन यू लर्न। सो आई थिंक लाइक इफ़ यू वांट टू गो प्रो मैन, फर्स्ट मेक अ शेड्यूल and then after that start watching other pros, start watching your games, then practice, implement things, it will happen. And don't think about the result a lot, just play to improve, that's the only thing.
एक मैंने ऐसे बहुत प्यारी लाइन सुनी थी, कर्म करो फल की चिंता मत करो. So I believe you follow that as well, right? You talked about the schedule. Tell me your schedule. How much practice do you put in? What does your normal day look like?
मेरा नॉर्मल डे मतलब यूजुअली स्टार्ट करता हूँ मैं, जैसे अब मेरा रूटीन बन गया है, कोई टूर्नामेंट आ रहा है तो पहले फ्रेंडलीज खेलता हूँ मैं, जो भी इंडियन प्रोज है उनके सामने या और एशियन के प्रोज होते हैं उनके सामने। उसके बाद मैं वही गेम्स जो जितनी भी खेलता हूँ 2-3 वो रिकॉर्ड करके देखता हूँ पहले, और मैं देखता हूँ कि क्या चीज़ें अच्छे कर रहा हूँ, क्या चीज़ें गंदे, और मेरे पास एक छोटी नोटबुक रहती है उसमें मैं लिखता हूँ, और जो भी मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूँ वो ऑब्वियसली मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि ज़्यादा करूँ, जो गंदा कर रहा हूँ वो फिर मैं वो सिचुएशन सेम सिचुएशन के वीडियोज़ देखता हूँ दूसरे प्रोज के कि वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं वो सिचुएशन में, एंड जब वो जो कर रहे हैं और अगर वो वर्क कर रहा है तो फिर मैं भी वही ट्राई करता हूँ, एंड देन वही उसमें ही 2-3 घंटा इसमें जाता है, और फिर उसके बाद इन दी एंड तो बस वही है कि तुम एक इम्प्लीमेंट कर पा रहे हो कि नहीं जो तुमने देखा है बस।
That is fair. And आप किन प्लेयर्स को देखते हैं टेक्निकली? Who are your favorite people to watch to, जिनसे आपने काफ़ी ज़्यादा सीखा है FC?
अभी मैं यूजुअली मैं जो फॉर्मेशन खेल रहा था 4-5-1, उसके हिसाब से मैं स्टिंगरे सबसे ज़्यादा देख रहा था, क्योंकि उसकी वो भी 4-5-1 ही खेल रहा था, और मैं उसका प्ले स्टाइल थोड़ा देख रहा था कि ये कैसे खेल रहा है, बहुत अच्छा डोमिनेट कर रहा था। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट सबका आंसर एक ही होता है ब्रो, एंडर्स। उसका अटैक जैसा अटैक है ही नहीं किसी का, वो इतना सिंपल खेलता है, बट उसके सिंपल अटैक में सब हार जाते हैं, तो बस वही है कि मैं एंडर्स और स्टिंगरे बोलूँगा, और एमरे इल्मास।
I mean, fair. चलिए. Yes, you had a learning curve in this event. अगर आपको कोई एक ऐसा प्लेयर पिक करना हो अभी, who is going to win the entire thing, who would it be?
I feel this time I think Chadda can take it man, because Chadda is confident. मैंने जितना बात किया है, सीजे लूजर से थोड़ा गुस्से में लग रहे खेल रहे, बट हो सकता है सीजे भी है वो तो लूजर से वो विनर से वो जीत सकते हैं, तो देखते हैं क्या होता है।
तो according to you, Tikka और CJ में CJ has the chance to get the revenge.
That same thing as I said in the start कि अगर टिक्का स्टार्ट में अच्छा खेल लिया तो फिर टिक्का जीत जाएगा, बट अगर हाँ थोड़ा स्टार्टिंग सीजे गुस्से में खेल रहा है, मोमेंटम में ले लिया तो फिर तो हाँ जीत जाएगा।
चलो, थैंक यू सो मच जहान, इट वाज अ रियली फन हैविंग दैट कन्वर्सेशन विद यू, एंड अगर आपको भी प्रो बनना है, यू हैड ऑल द इनसाइट्स फ्रॉम जहान एज वेल, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, bring your hands together for this man. And अगर आप NSIC Exhibition Center के पास है, make sure you hop in here so that you can have your word with the pro players as well. I'll see you there. चलते एक छोटे से break की तरफ, and on the other side of the break, we're gonna have the lower bracket finals.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
The action is about to commence out here, ladies and gentlemen, at the NSIC Exhibition Center, Delhi Comic Con. You are watching the FC26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4. Lower bracket finals is about to begin, Spardas, and this is going to be brutal.
Yes.
Because it's Tikka who's just lost against Aditya Chadda, fired up against an already angry Saranshjain9.
The thing is, we started this tournament with CJ versus Tikka in the
Yeah.
winner bracket round 1, and it was a very hard defeat for CJ when he lost on a counter-attack in the 90th minute.
True.
Until here, he has made some crazy decisions in the attack. He has scored some numerous number of goals. And now Tikka, who again lost a match where he, I think, got countered in the very last minute.
Yes.
And then on the pens, and then the scoreline have been equalized and stuff. So now Tikka is on the back foot, while CJ is looking for a revenge.
Oh man, this man was absolutely angry. I've been having the words with a lot of people. Even Jahan hopped up at the Meta Pro Talks here and he was talking to me about the same thing, that CJ is looking angry. This man is not stopping, and once he gets that momentum, it becomes impossible to stop him, right? You've got to slow the game down. You've got to take it at your own pace. If that doesn't happen, then I don't think so. It's going to be pretty simple to defeat him right now. So Tikka will not just have to replicate what he did in that upper bracket game, but rather will have to move 5 steps ahead of what he previously thought he could have eventually conquered, right? And I think so that's a bit difficult right now in the current situation. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick things off right here in the game itself. Right now, it's Saranshjain9 versus FC Pataku out there. We've known this man for such a long time. He's been playing. Tikka does not want to bow down whatsoever. CJ into that red kit, moving from left to right of the pitch, while Tikka in the blue out here, moving from right to left as he controls the ball. For now, he's got the pace.
Let's see how this is going to work out, and just look at that. 3 minutes into the game, and TikkaTown has already taken a lead.
Big one out here, man. Instantly scoring that first one. That. Vidinia out here running it around. Burn now. Move it all the way back in. Vidinia still controls it. Sends it all the way to Mendes, who will move it forward though, but it's still been taken away. And Lokmanyu, I know you've been witnessing this game from the sidelines, but now you've got the chance to hop into the action as well. And guess what? It's a time for CJ maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the way that it started is Karman taking the lead, which, of course, given the hot form of Saranshjain9 right now, is sort of difficult to comprehend. But what a start it's been for Karman right now.
Through to the bottom left. Didn't really happen. But on the other side of the spectrum, right again, it's Mbappe. Tried to lock him into the right position though, still on the left wing. Doesn't really have anyone. Wants to make a run through. Yet again, tries to send it back in, but Kabal on the other side. Able to steal that far away. Pass not that good. CJ still in the attack with a tackle from behind. Really putting the ball back into the feet of Tikka, as he's still moving it around. No one's really had any clear-cut chances apart from Tikka scoring that first one. And if you take that early lead against CJ, if you keep the momentum away from him, this is exactly what you could do. Make the second one in the town as Tikka doubles up his lead instantly.
Yeah, I mean, this was the game for CJ to come back and take his revenge. But Karman is having none of it. He's like, I'm going to start that on a note where I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop all the momentum that you're carrying from the game against Saransh. And that's the reason why I was able to beat you in the winner's bracket. That's the mentality Karman has.
Exactly.
With that positive start right now.
He's carrying the same one right here, right now. And that's why we are seeing that pause being queued early on. If you are CJ, you do not want to give this momentum away, considering the absolute behemoth of a lead you had against Saransh and the utter destruction you caused onto him. This is that Super Saiyan God form which he's running in around, but man, he's also up against the Super Saiyan blow on the other side. Not really bowing down at all out there. As Tikka's forced rather the second kickoff from CJ in under 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the way that he started is so positive. Again, he's looking for that third goal. Sort of try and put it away from CJ from the first leg itself. Great turn there.
Oh, off.
Offside. I mean, that was a close call indeed. But as you were saying, Scared, I think the fact that after that absolute demolition of Saransh by Charanjot, which is quite a rare sight in games like these, I think it just goes to show how Karman has been able to read the gameplay of Charanjot.
Yeah.
He's been on top form, trying to find all those spaces behind. Look at him, just constantly triggering runs forward, finding those spaces behind the back line. The player lock cancels as well. Very confident to be able to do that against a player like CJ who likes to press high up the pitch.
Absolutely. And that high press is also something where he's actually getting the ball, but that's not just from one side. It is also from Tikka's side too. He's making sure that he's always pressing the defenders up, trying to steal that ball away before letting CJ move it to any dangerous part of the pitch.
Yeah,
And that is one of the big reasons why it's still been mostly played around in CJ's half. But it's still fine, still trying to take control, but it's not for long where Tikka always takes control and the ball is again moving towards the goal of CJ, and there might be another opportunity brewing up.
Yeah, I mean, he's just constantly looking for those gaps, and every time he's not, he's going back. What a pass that is from Karman. Could have had the third goal, but offside. I mean, that was a very close call. But you see those angles that he's trying to create in those spaces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic to see how aggressive Karman has been. A lot of people watching us at the PlayStation booth at Comic-Con Delhi for the PlayStation India Cup Season 4 Finals, where there's so much at stake. A prize pool of 4 lakh INR, Scared. That is a lot of money to play for.
Yeah, that's been the third offside constantly. It seems like I'm watching a game of Real out here, but it's fine. It is still Tikka holding his own ground up, but that clearly shows you that, as you rightly mentioned, Lokman, he's been pretty aggressive on the pitch, but hold on, CJ, he could have the first one instantly. Goes in for the near post as well, and the lead has been halved 1-2, and this game is finally back on.
Yeah, what a great goal that was, to just find that one space that he needed to be able to come back into this game. That's all you want against the likes of Karman Tikka, where he knows that if he gets the first goal in, Charanjot, he will be able to sort of create those spaces open. Has that confidence now. You can see Kylian Mbappe. Karman has been very good with pressing, as you rightly said, Scared, that he's not giving a lot of spaces to CJ as well. Look at the way that he's closing down, constantly doing offside traps and stopping it, timing it right, which is very important.
And on the back of it, is not letting CJ take that momentum. Even though earlier on I thought that that might actually be the case, but hold on. He wanted to try and make a play over towards the wing as well, but that first touch did not really went through right in that direction. Now there's an opportunity of counter. Player lock cancel. Coming back in, Zico stopped instantly midway. And now that attack fizzles out too. Eduardo passing it all the way back into the mid as Burn. CJ is also not opening up those passing lines. He's not letting those free passes in the mid. Tikka has to work hard for it, and just with that slight bit of deflection, CJ's taken back control of the game.
Yeah, he's doing that now that he's got that confidence after getting the first goal. He has to work really hard. Compared to the game against Saransh, though,
Yeah.
he's not getting a lot of spaces because Karman defensively also has been on point. If you see those runs being triggered, look at that pass over there. Bogwal, can he convert this chance? Shoves away, but great save there by Nick Pope. Just did not have the right angle or the power to convert that chance. But he still has a corner. Karman gets it down to Zico. A lot of chaos with these corner routines, and it could go either way, but Charanjot successfully manages to get out of that.
For a second, I really thought that maybe he'd be able to get that one in instantly, bringing in that corner goal against CJ, which he has been the only one to pull that up in this entire tournament out here. Zico sends it back in, Aaron, and guess what? That's the exact second he really needed. CJ making a comeback in this one, big time, as the score now evens up. The momentum slowly shifting, the tide's changing, and it's probably about to get high.
Yeah, what a comeback from Saranshjain9. You can never count him out. Karman, of course, started off so well, but Saranshjain9 proving his mettle, showing why he's battling it out at the highest stages time and again. He's only Indian to qualify for the World Cup, by the way, Scared. That's a massive, massive achievement that he has on his CV. And that proves why he's been in situations like this. He's capable of making those comebacks, and he's not down and out, because all his fans watching right now, even at the halftime of the first leg, we cannot put a pin on it. And the fact that he's been so strong mentally to come back and find those spaces, just incredible.
That's why we're having a bit of a pause out here as well, right? They're kind of slowing things down. You know that this is the exact time you need to settle things up, get that speed back in your favor. You do not want CJ to carry that momentum. We saw what he could do, not just against Saransh, throughout this lower bracket run, right? Even against Jahaan, we saw the exact same thing. Saransh, the exact same thing. It's the second leg where he gets deadly. In the first one, there's always a chance for you to make that comeback, or if anything, win that one. But in the second, man, you do not want to let things fall in there. So this is the big chance for Tikka right now to close things out here.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And with that being said, we are underway with the second half of the first leg in this loser bracket final. Who is going to match Aditya Chadda in the grand finals? We are underway one more time.
Oh, big steal. Wanted to go for a throw as well right in the mid though. But Eduardo was there, taking that one away. On the other side, Claude Maurice stopped instantly. Militao, the centre back of Real. It's been working overtime for him in that defense. That took pretty well. Now the best one, I think, so he wanted to go for the tackle. Didn't realize he had the ball, so it went in for the clear. Now it's all the way back again for CJ. He can have his own fun time building the attack up. He's been using a lot of Mbappe on towards that left wing though. Really trying to exploit that pacey wingers.
Yeah, I think he's building up as well, but hang on a minute. Karman with a chance, tries to play a pass inside. Claudio Maurice was onside as well. It was actually offside.
It was off, yeah. I thought maybe he turned around from the other side, so that should have been off. But it did definitely get a bit risky. That's probably the fourth time where he's been offside. Oh, what a lovely push. Claude Maurice goes in for the near finish.
Wow.
Into the bottom right of the box as he takes the lead back again. We saw that coming and we knew another one was almost on board.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a response, right? I mean, after Saranshjain9 coming back into this game from a 0-2 deficit, bringing back to 2-2, and then Karman with that very interesting team name, something that I really like.
FC
Pataku has scored the third goal. I think that's quite a name that reverberates amongst the community. Quite an inspiration, huh?
We've been having a word about the exact same thing since yesterday, man. Of all of the funky names everyone's been pulling up. It's fun. It is absolutely fun.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we just ask the community as well? I think it'll be fantastic for the chat to actually put it in the comments actually their favorite names in the game that they put for their teams. Mine is, for example, Class of 92 because I'm a United fan. So I'd like to keep a little bit of classy compared to the fun and funky of FC Pataku. Would love to know yours as well, Scared. But Karman once again is going forward. Saranshjain9 this time. Saranshjain9 is taking his time now. You don't see him rushing because Karman's pressing him really well.
Yes.
One more time. Bergwijn plays it to Vitinha. Has a chance with Madueke, but just not enough to break CJ's defense. What a close affair this has been.
I absolutely love the point which you mentioned out here that CJ is now also taking the time because of the constant attacks and the threats coming in right from that team press as well. And that is one of the most important key out here. He wanted to go for the cutback, but every single passing lane was blocked. So there was no option. Guess what? Another one created, instantly stolen away by the other side. Jerez going to pass it all the way forward to Mbappe into that left foot position out here. As Aaron wants to try and move in there, but there's not a single player inside where he eventually could push it forward. So has to play it in mid. Brings his team all around. Zico now tries to create some space, move forward. Some cutbacks option. Now they're available, but guess what? He finds Mbappe there who wanted to go for the shot. Eventually blocked off. Sent all the way on the other side with the first touch through. Not really enough. And it is Militao yet again.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost like a match-winning interception over there from Cuadrado, because if you see that pass, had that been played, would have been very easy. Karman, what a beautiful through ball is. Claudio Maurice, but once again, he's been caught offside every single time. It's such a close call.
Yeah.
But that interception about Cuadrado over there, that is very good defending from Karman. Because had that pass was played, it was just a first-time tap-in shot for CJ.
Yep.
One more time, Mbappe, great bit of passing there. But the way that Karman has been bringing back his CDMs, putting in the squeeze between the CDMs and the centre-backs is just fantastic, really.
Oh, another through out here. Zico can have that chance. Sends it back to Madueke. But it's going to be stolen away. And yes, I absolutely like the way how he's pulling his defenders back perfectly, making sure that those passing lanes are blocked at the very edge of the box. Not giving that free space away back to CJ that he found in the first half. And guess what? There could be another one coming in. And yes, it absolutely is as Tikka scores the fourth one. And it seems like the kryptonite of CJ is finally here, as it could be the second time where he wins a game against CJ, the untouchable.
I mean, that's fantastic from Karman. That eye to play that pass, it's almost like prime Mesut Ozil when he used to play for Real Madrid and Arsenal, right? I mean, those were the kind of passes that he used to play. That famous goal for Arsenal as well, in which that quick one-touch passing was made, almost felt like that. Because those are the kind of passes that go well in FC as well. Beautiful goal from Karman. But CJ has a chance to get a goal back, but just did not have it enough to go far post with a driven shot. And as you rightly said, CJ, being one of those untouchable players in tournaments when he gets going, Karman has been able to put a stop to that. He's actually been very fantastic. Like, he's actually been really good and fantastic at the fact that even after conceding those 2 goals after taking the lead, he's been able to manage to do that same thing in the same leg.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. I mean, against a player like CJ, he has increased his lead by 2 goals once again.
The dead focus coming in from the man. And that too, when he just lost a pretty close match in the upper bracket finals.
Yep.
Bringing yourself back from that mentality is big. Because I'd be honest, every single person was saying the exact same thing about Tikka, that he could have won 6-5 in the playing time itself had that one last shot gone in and he didn't mess up. He understands the exact same thing as well, and guess what? He's not messing up at all this time around, though. Zico couldn't really move all the way far back. The first time shot. Didn't really think it would be that close, though.
Yeah, I mean, just been very close for Karman, creating those chances. Zico now gets a shot away. What a save by Nick Pope. That could be changing the entire course of this leg. One more time, that corner routine. I mean, this player lock and head down has been fantastic. Great chance one more time. It's almost like Karman is playing on a simulator. He just has to start the sequence and it goes in.
Oh, again.
Knocks off the bottle, kept next to the goalpost.
And that shot went out. It was not blocked off by anyone. So this definitely could have been a way to score another goal. Guess what? This time right wing. But Mendy's on the left back, able to stop this one. And Mendes has been such a good guard for Tikka, man. Stopping those right wingers' attacks every single time. It's been perfect. But maybe CJ this time, yet again stolen by the CB. Same thing you mentioned. Bringing your CBs back at the perfect place to steal that one away.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the case for Karman. He's been so good defensively in those spaces. And look at him, just steps up at the right time. Every single time CJ opens up his attacker's body face towards the goal, he's always stepping in for that tackle. He's rarely making any mistakes. CJ with that professional foul had to do that. I mean, it's understandable to sort of see out this leg. Even if it's not working out for CJ, take his time. It's just 2 goals. Karman is going to keep the ball until the last attack. Most of the pros do that. They don't want to give the last chance to the other player because that could lead up to a goal.
Yeah.
And that could bring down the deficit. So Karman is going to try to hold off the ball nice and sweetly until the end for the last attack to extend his lead by 3 goals. Madueke now plays it to Zico, cuts back inside. Claudio Maurice still has the ball. Vitinha, can this be that goal that Karman needs? Blocked off by CJ very well.
+2. +2 on the timeout here. So there's another possibility of an attack out here right now. And that's exactly what CJ is doing. Player locking Pina out in, back to Dembele. Ousmane Dembele has been really successful player. And guess what? With the combination of Pina, he wanted to get a few one in, but the defense is just impenetrable here. As Tikka wins out the first game against CJ in the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite the first leg indeed. Karman showing why he is in the losers bracket final. Of course, losing only on penalties against
Yeah.
Aditya Chadda. So it's fair to say he's been phenomenal. Even in the first game against CJ in the winners bracket, right? The game had that moment where the momentum shift had happened.
Yeah.
And Karman with the last minute winner.
90 plus 1.
It's 90 plus 1. It was crazy indeed. I mean, when you see things like these in games of FC at the highest level, especially in India, I mean, those are the moments that define you as a player, right? Karman keeping that ice in his veins to be able to win that game by 1 goal. Unfortunately, he lost against Aditya Chadda, but we're going to have a quick look at the highlights nonetheless from this game, because it was a fantastic game. Great through ball there from Karman to be able to score that finesse shot from Zico. Took that first goal in. Then the second one came. It's just that touch and CJ missing his switching over there.
Yes.
Karman extending his lead.
After that, it was eventually CJ pulling up. First one instantly scored up. The second, I genuinely did not see that coming. I thought maybe Tikka would defend that. But yeah, that was just a classical brilliant turning there. And then the momentum shifted back up in that second half. Quite a few offsides there, but it doesn't matter. He made sure that the chances that he got were counted eventually. And those were the perfect moments which led him to get that lead. And if this continues, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a new champion of the FC 26 right now.
I really hope so. I mean, this time I really see Karman as a potential winner, even Aditya as a potential winner. CJ, of course, is there nonetheless, right? He is one of those players that can always win that tournament. But then again, Karman has just been superb throughout.
True.
And if he continues to do that, mind you though, CJ, entire leg is left. It's just 2 goals. He's been able to make a comeback. He's sitting right there. In fact, Karman has gone to take a break. But CJ is still sitting, wondering what can I change in that moment. And all these long pauses are very important as well, Sked. We've seen it during the tournament.
Yeah.
It's like a tactical break. And as you see, TikkaTown 4-2 in the first leg in the losers bracket final at the PlayStation India Cup Season 4. Fantastic indeed.
You'd never really think of that happening out here. If you've been following the FC scene of India for a long time, you know that there are certain people you're always going to see in the top 2. Then there's certain group of people who will always be present in the top 4. But it is changing now. Yes, it's starting from the top 2, but it is literally changing. First, Aditya Chadda solidifying his space there. And now Karman Singh Tikka confirming that he's at least in that top 3. I want to see him pull this one up too, but at the same time, we know the strength of CJ is always in those second legs.
Yeah.
As much as we would like to call Warsi being the king of comebacks, right? Sparus has also mentioned it multiple times. You have mentioned it too, that Warsi can never be underestimated until the final whistle of the second leg is over.
Yeah.
Till then, there is a chance Warsi can make that comeback. With the form in this lower bracket that CJ is running with, man, I think so I could say the same for him.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think the way that CJ has been playing and the way that he catches up in the second half of the second leg as well. I mean, you have seen multiple times, even last year when we've casted the games together, right?
Yeah.
The way Saranshjain is able to maneuver around his opponent's play style.
True.
If he's being pressed a lot, he will hold on to the ball. As you also noticed that he was holding on to the ball a little bit longer than he should, because he wants to build that attack, take his time, go out on the wings. But when I speak to these players, right, they're always so nonchalant. They'll always be like, yeah, it's just, I do this, I do that, it's okay. But we know, when we watch, we know what they're doing
That's
to be
true.
able to maneuver around their opponents. It's very tactical. They don't want to share it. Nobody wants to share their tactics the way that they play quite directly, right? But you'll only be able to see at a competition of this sort.
That's one of the big things out here, right? That's the chef's secret recipe, which we always talk about. And all of these players have got their own few tactics out in their back pockets, which they will absolutely keep as the ace up their sleeve. And I really hope that Tikka also has a few up his sleeve as well if he wants to move into that grand finals, because Aditya Chadda definitely showing his own class up in that upper bracket clearly shows you that the competition has increased miles more than we eventually thought it was, right? It's been on a very different height. And that's why we are seeing all of these players, even though experienced, now finally stepping up into the domains of CJ and Saransh and finally toppling them down. So those people were those milestones which you had to cross. And we are seeing all of that happen. It's all about that evolution, ladies and gentlemen. And since we are already talking about that, maybe you might want to evolve your experience of watching the FC. Maybe you might want to see the second leg of the lower bracket or maybe even the grand finals here. So you can hop in at the NSIC Exhibition Center. Not that far away, you know the Govindpuri Metro Station. Quickly hop in here because you do not want to miss out on this action. And you can have a chance to have a conversation, talk, and maybe get some insights from your favorite FC pros, as we're still going to have those one last big game, right? 2 more legs of the grand final. Before that, CJ up against Tikka. We're still waiting for the players as they're getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see in the background, finally, they're all back. So we're going to be setting things up pretty soon. In the next 2 to 3, we'll be going back into the game itself. Your expectations?
I think CJ is going to turn this around. I have a feeling. I mean, I generally want to see Karman taking it all away. He's worked really hard to get to this stage. He's played phenomenally well to be able to get the win against CJ in the winner's bracket. But I'm not going to count CJ out because he has all the experience that you need at this level to be able to come back. It's just 2 goals. If he clicks, you saw against Saransh as well in the last game where he was able to actually, you know, start off aggressively in the second leg and he got those goals that he wanted for himself. And that just extended his league and just put the game away from Saransh altogether right at the start of the second leg. So I think if that happens here in this leg as well, that he can actually not just make a comeback, but sort of take a lead against Karman as well. I want to get, you know, way too far ahead of ourselves, but that is the capability of Saranjot at this point of time. You can never count him out.
I think so. Tikka's got it this time. One of the big things of CJ winning the previous few games was the fact that every single time he won the first leg, right, that's when he unleashes his beast in the second leg because he has got the momentum. He breaks the mental of his opponents. Yeah. Tikka has got a lot of endurance built up over the past few years, I'm telling you.
He does.
You know, not being all the way to that top 2, still constantly competing, being in the top 5, he's built that endurance. And now it's finally bearing the fruits as well. It's not an overnight success that he's getting, right? It's not just one game thing. It has literally been years of grind, constantly pushing him forward. And now he's at that point where he's going head to head against a world-class player.
Absolutely. I mean, but as you rightly said about Karman's journey, grinding day in, day out and building that endurance, I still remember a few years ago, almost like I think 8-9 years ago, when Karman had come for a tournament in Delhi for the first time.
Yeah.
He sort of came up to me and was like, I also want to play at the highest level. How do I do that? And it was so exciting to see that the excitement he had in his eyes, and then he was like, I want to play this, start getting better, and came to fame, actually quite literally when he represented India at the Asian Games. I mean, these 2 gentlemen who were playing each other, in fact, they were the team that had gone from India to represent us at the Asian Games. So these guys have played at the highest level together as a team against each other, and now you can see how far he's come. So that's kind of quite an inspiration as well for all the people watching.
And that journey is going to continue for one, while it's going to be put to a halt for the second, as this one last leg will decide, ladies and gentlemen, who moves forward in the grand finals of FC26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4. It is CJ up against Tikka in the blue kit out here, moving from left to right. For now, the ball is in control of CJ.
Yeah, I mean, CJ, of course, always prefer that red kit of Liverpool. Always has talked about that giving him an advantage. And just when you said that, what a finish. Exactly what I was talking about during the break, Scared, as to how he can aggressively start the game. And that's exactly what he does straight from the kickoff play. He's been able to get that goal. What a finish that was from Aaron.
Beautiful. I could hear the reaction of the audience as well, shouting their lungs out on that one. Even if it's not the lungs out, but they still were shouting. I could hear them. But yeah, that was phenomenal. Indeed. On the back of it now, he still continues the attack. Mbappe pushing it all the way to Frankie de Jong. Now back to Zico. Tries to go for the pass, but Eduardo was there. Madueke sends it to Zico, as who was player locked. Put him in the perfect position. Now Vitinha. One touch pass. That could be brilliant. Maurice goes into the top right, and he ain't missing it today. Tikka is back in the town as he doubles up the lead again.
What a through ball. Once again, that first time through ball, Tikka has mastered them to the core. What a finish. CJ, just when he thought he was coming back into this game, Karman has shut him down by extending his lead back to 2 goals. Great finish there. CJ back and forth, goes for a shot, but Falcon with a save. I mean, the short animation did not come out right, to be honest. CJ did everything right until this point.
Cut back.
Dembele now tries to cut back in, goes for a finesse. You've seen that before against Saransh, but that was too close.
That indeed was too close, man, and all eyes locked in onto the screen right now. No one's missing it. The first touch through again. This time Stam is playing a bit more behind, not allowing the same opportunity to brew up for Tikka. And that's why CJ finally is controlling the ball a little bit more, a little bit extra. Gets it back into the center. Zico back to Dembele on the side. Cancels that pass out. Will send it to Zico. No chance for him as it's stolen away from the other side now. The gap being created, pace being slowed down.
Yeah, I mean, look
Maybe
at the
not.
tempo of this game. I mean, it's just the fact that CJ is trying to be a bit more aggressive. As we were talking about, he was a bit more calm when he had the scoreline at 2-2. He was holding onto the ball a lot. He was waiting for Karman to press and trying to find spaces. But now at this point of time, as you can see that CJ is trying to rush his tackles as well. That was a missed tackle.
Yeah.
Bit of panic over there because Karman has been phenomenal going forward. Look at that. CJ absolutely direct, rushing those passes, hoping for a mistake from Karman. And Karman is in fact making a few mistakes that could actually cost him because CJ on another attack, Frankie de Jong plays it to Zico. Can he convert
Lovely.
that chance? Great tackle there.
Phenomenal. Understood the assignment. He's just got to put it at the right point. And now CJ, he's going to be going back onto that defensive end. It's been slowing down, but not that much. Now Zico's got a chance to get the pass in. Deflected, still Larson. He's got that control. Player locking, Zico in the position, through to the right, Mbappe not moving forward, still in the mid, sends it to first touch, perfect, Zico, empty plays but not so much. Cuadrado tackles him at the right point as Tikka not allowing the second one to follow through.
Yeah, I mean, Cuadrado just saving Karman in a couple of occasions. Last leg, if you remember, that interception which was so crucial.
Yes.
That came in through Cuadrado, and once again Cuadrado stopping CJ Zico from getting that goal to reduce the deficit by 1 goal. I think it's been fantastic the way these two are playing. Prime example of how to play at the highest level, and it's so incredible to see the tactical masterclass that they're putting on. Karman stepping up when needed. CJ sometimes becoming a little too desperate while attacking, but it's been working for him as well. He does get those second balls, and he doesn't shy away from throwing the kitchen sink at Karman sometimes.
But the Karman is super good at avoiding them or catching them and sending them right back, right? That's why the scoreline is still dead even.
Yeah.
It's going to be holding it down for a few more seconds now. I love how you also mentioned about that defensive passing line being cut where the tackle was absolutely necessary. At the same time, he made sure that there's no chance for an extra pass as well as the defenders were covering the next 2 players.
Yeah.
So Zico was eventually put in a position where he either had to take the shot or if anything, he would have been tackled perfectly. So I really like the way how Tikka has been constantly focusing on not just what's happening on the screen, but what could potentially happen, what CJ could do.
Yeah, I mean, he's already planning to sort of understand CJ's different attacking patterns.
Yes.
He's been able to stop the directness. He's been looking at through balls. He's been able to track those runners. He's got the right fullbacks as well in likes of Cuadrado. And I think we have Nuno Mendes at the left back position for Karman. You don't really see him triggering the left back way too much as well. He's just trying to build through the center, trying to play it into feet that is going to be offside. And CJ, of course, stepping up with his back line really well. We're at the 30 minutes mark, so it has to be a close game until the end because it's just 2 goals in there. Saranshjain once again with Zico has a chance to play a pass into Dembele. Can he cut inside? Great step over there. He's going to try and look for a cutback pass inside, but well defended. Great press there by Zico. Aaron has the chance, but Dan Burn was not moving an inch over there. Had to stop that.
The physicality just coming, the brute strength saving him, but not for a long time, right? The ball is not moving away from that midfield right now. Mbappe's got a chance, sends it back, gets Zico. Oh my God, that's straight to the keeper. That could have been taken away, but the blunder from the other side too. Holy smokes, man. Both of these sides, they're getting the heart rates high for not just me, everyone out. Oh my God, Tikka. Take a break, my man. What's been happening here?
Absolutely unreal what we're witnessing right now. Saranshjain could not get his shot right. I mean, he just shot at the keeper. Karman, of course, you really can't be moving the goalkeeper like Spider-Man anymore, honestly, in this game, if I have to be quite honest with you guys after the latest patch, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Karman, one more chance, tries to play a pass. But once again, had CJ taken a better shot over there, scared, I think that should have been a goal for him, because he literally shot at the goalkeeper, where the goalkeeper movement is restricted in the new patch. As I said earlier, great chance now for CJ. Zico goes for a low driven and comes back into this game in style. Who better than your main man, Joga Benito from Zico. Beautiful.
And with that, the lead now fizzles out again with just one goal remaining in the advantage of Tikka. And guess what? Karman is not able to keep the ball for such a long time now. It's been stolen away time and time again from this midfield. And CJ, he's finally getting that flow state back in. You clearly saw after that one goal, he hyped himself up too. And now over towards that left wing. Yeah, Mbappe couldn't really get it for the entirety. Another yellow card now coming in for him. He's got to be careful with that. Even in the previous one, he actually got a yellow with Mbappe, but that was in the 80th minute or something.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give out this one, as just 1 more minute remains. Should be the whistle blowing up anytime soon, as the half time is over. You only have 45 more minutes of playtime remaining.
I mean, very interesting half, right? I have a lot of takes from this half, to be honest, because Karman, the way CJ started, right? We were thinking CJ is back in the game. Karman then goes ahead and extends his lead.
Yeah.
Then CJ gets another goal back. So it's been a back and forth affair. Neither of the players have been able to strategize it in a way where they'll be able to sort of extend their lead or run away, or the fact that CJ has a definite plan to come back into this game. I mean, he's also trying to figure out, you can see how tense their faces are. There is a lot on the line. As I said earlier, a 4 lakh INR prize pool is a lot of money to be playing for.
1,20,000 for the first, 80 for the second, and 50 for the third. So this is your confirmation of getting at least 80.
That is incredible. I mean, that's, again, that is the kind of motivation that these prize pools give you. And of course, massive thanks to PlayStation to be able to do this at the highest level, where these pros get a platform to bring out their best game. Imagine their journey, playing at home, playing Ultimate Team with their friends and online, and then turning that passion into a profession at this stage and competing for the biggest of the biggest prize pools, and being, of course, for Saranshjain, the best players in the world. As we discussed, top 32 for Saranshjain, the only Indian to reach that level. But he's down right now, has to find something to be able to prove his mettle and advance to the next stage.
If Tikka wins out this one, does that make him the top 31 at least?
Or at least makes him the player who's been able to beat Saranshjain, who's almost been like an immovable force for the longest time.
Absolutely.
He's shown that against the likes of Saranshjain as well, who's, I mean, definitely amongst, constantly if you look at the achievements, the top 2 players in the country.
I'm pretty sure if we constantly keep on mentioning that same thing, he's going to walk up to us and he's going to smack me on my head. I've already had a couple of looks from him already, right? So I'm just having fun, man. We're all having fun out here, chilling it out, ladies and gentlemen, and you as well can do the same. NSIC exhibition sent out here, the Delhi Comic Con, where CJ wants to get another one on board though, but he's still trailing behind. He's building up those chances, and if this continues for the next 45 minutes, I think so we might potentially see the equal scoreline again.
Yeah, I mean, this game is not even far from getting over. As you can see, a mistake by Karman. CJ, can he capitalize on this? Zico now has a chance to cut back inside. Seemed to be quite a bit of space on the edge of the box for a second. Nice bit of scoop turn over there, Dembele. Plays it to De Jong again, tries to force a pass. Look at the way that CJ presses right after he loses the ball. It's almost like Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp with that 7-second rule that as soon as you lose the ball, you have to win it back. And that's one of the reasons why CJ actually does like to take the Liverpool kit as well in the game. Just, I don't know, gives him that sort of boost.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Someone is a One Piece fan out here, but yeah, moving all the way up out. Yet again repositioning well. Zico tries to send it through all the way towards the right wing. This could be a big play. The tackle not really at the perfect time out here because this chance could be big out. Tikka, after a long time, is finally out around the penalty box though, but the last pass taken away from CJ and the counter begins on the other side.
Yeah, Charanjot straight off the bat. Zico now has a chance. This could be the equalizer for Charanjot Singh. And he does that ever so brilliantly. Zico cuts inside so nicely. And look at the relief on his face. Godlike Charanjot proves that he is not going out of this tournament so easily. This is the second time he's been able to recover a deficit of 2 goals in the same fixture after coming back on the win of a massive win against one of the best players in India. And now he's facing another one where he's just not quitting entirely. He's just constantly finding ways to find spaces and get those goals back.
3-1 in the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, as this match doesn't fail to deliver. This has been the exact same storyline for past 3 matches now, if you count out the last one yesterday too. Warsi up against Saransh, absolute cinema there. And that story has continued till now. 5-5 with 65 on the clock. 25 more to go with probably a minute more of an extra time. And then we'll have the second finalist, the man for whom Aditya Chadha has been waiting for in the grand finals. Will it be Tikka or will it be CJ? I really like his use of Sir Sorloth, man. I absolutely enjoy seeing him there, yes, with his own pros and cons.
Yeah. I think Sorloth, the kind of player that he is, Karman got him in the last game as well. And I think it was quite fantastic to see how he likes to use him because he's tall, he's lengthy, covers more ground, creates that space. What a through ball that is, Karman. This could be your moment. Zico goes for a finesse shot. Not the best attempt, honestly. He should have gone a little bit further. Maybe a Trivela-driven shot across the goal would have been the right approach. And I think exactly what he's going to think when he watches this back. Because this could have been his moment.
True.
To get into the grand finals and just ends up missing at the wrong moment in the game.
I'll also call it CJ's brilliance by calling the keeper at just the perfect distance so that the chip might not be enough. There's a slight doubt for half a second in your mind. So you eventually go for the main thing we have always done, and that is the finesse. And the keeper was at, again, the perfect place to stop that one happening. Oh my God! Hold on! You can't count him out from those corners, man. This is insane. As he goes for the player lock again, brings in another one back in the center for the first time shot, but Pope collects it another time. The scoreline still ain't budging. It is the same 5-5.
Might have to check with Karman. Did he actually recently go to the Arsenal training ground and took some set-piece routines? Because Arsenal, of course, being that club who is very good at set pieces, scoring all those goals. Karman, of course, mastering that in EAFC and on the virtual pitch ever so well by creating those chances. Of course, it is the meta most of the pros are using all around the world as well. Nico Williams now for CJ. Can this be the icebreaker? Great pass inside. Larson tries to twist and turn. Karman once again. And this is the moment where the entire game changes for either of the players. Sorloth, look at that run from him, and that mess up with the precision shooting is heartbreaking indeed when you are the one who's taking that shot, because that could have been going towards the far post or at least testing the goalkeeper out.
3 chances that has gone out of his hand now, and 2 of them he himself messed them up. Both of them were a short goal if the right one was used up. But yeah, another chance maybe this time brewing up yet again. But that bounce off and the legs of Williams. Frankie de Jong. Back to Larson. And it's as you rightly mentioned, he is keeping the ball for longer. He wants to break that defense, wants to break that team press.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so patient, CJ. Now, great pass there, Zico. And once again, the last-ditch defending from Karman. 86th minute. Defends ever so well, tries to go forward. CJ once again catches the ball. And now I think he's going to try and keep the ball. Or is he going to go for a direct attack and not wait for the last one? Larson plays it to Aaron. Twist turns inside the box. Kylian Mbappe! And that is the goal that is going to change the course of this entire tournament. What a finish. Beautiful stuff indeed from Kylian Mbappe. And look at that aggression from CJ. It's like, come on, I've got this. This man, you can never doubt him, ever. What a goal.
87th minute into the game and he finally scores, which could potentially be the game winner. And what better storyline than taking the revenge on the man who sent you here. Back from the depths of hell, this man rises as the king itself.
Incredible indeed. Look at him now. Back to that poker face after doing something that got everyone off their seats. It's a delight to watch this man. It's a delight to watch him come back in these situations, show ice in his veins. What a player.
Take a pause now. Tikka, take a pause now. Breathe. Because you've still got one last chance. Kickoff. And we've seen 3-minute kickoff goals.
Yeah.
Exact time that's left on the clock too. With 1 extra minute added, you will get that time to score in the goal. But it needs to be even more precise than what there was already.
Yeah.
Sending it back. 88. Passing it around. Nuno Mendes. Back to Sorloth. Frankie de Jong now. Sends it back to Sorloth. On the wing. 89.5 on the clock. He's got no chance to send it back inside, right? 90 plus 1 is going on. This could be the last chance as Williams tackles him. And the clock hits 91. The throw in coming in, which needs to be perfect, but this is CJ who will send it out, and the whistle could eventually blow, as it will do too. And CJ moves to the grand finals of the FC26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4. Revenge is a dish. Best served gold.
What a fantastic ending to this entire matchup between these two players in this tournament. I think we've seen this multiple times from Saranshjain coming back into that situation and clutching tournaments up. Nice to see the discussions after the game, as both of them very good friends off the pitch, of course. At some point of time, I think I've also known the fact that they coach each other as well when they're not competing against each other.
Yes.
So the fact that they know a lot about their game as well, and they've put up a show for all of us here. What a game it was. I almost thought it was going to be extra time. I was going to discuss it with you. What do you think is going to happen? Will it be going to penalties, or are we just capping it at ET? But that finish from Mbappe, the aggression that CJ has shown to create that space, and that is something for the viewers to learn, that never back off in those games whenever you're playing champs or you're stressed, right? You just have to find that angle and face the body towards the goal to get yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Because if you don't shoot, you don't score. So that's all there is from CJ, even at the highest of levels. And he shows so much of ice in that moment.
CJ has been pushing off with the bull's eyes, man, every single time.
Yeah.
Throughout this lower bracket journey. Think about that king who fell, lost his entire empire. Everyone questioned him, and they thought maybe his time was over. And then he brings himself back up, rises from the ashes like a phoenix. That's what CJ is right now, as he doesn't stop at all. This is just phenomenal. And I'd have to say, man, it seems like the competition is on for Aditya.
It is. I mean, when you look at the bracket now, so well poised in front of us. TikkaTown versus CJ in the first one. As you could see, Tikka won that game in the 90 plus first minute.
6-5.
6-5 that scoreline was. And then fast forward that to the loser bracket final. That's 6-5 again. And just kind of freaky at this point of time, because when you see CJ fighting all the way from the first round of the winners bracket, losing from there, dropping down to the losers bracket, you can clearly see that he was facing Jahaan, who's of course a very decent player, one of the new players in the scene as well, facing Saranshjain as well, absolutely thrashing 11-3. And that was kind of a statement for him to come into this game.
True.
And then to be able to face TikkaTown and in a close affair, winning 6-5, to now face the player who's not lost a single game in this tournament, which is Floppy, who's here to win. And as I said, he's one of my favorites in this tournament.
And I'm pretty sure this game is going to go as close as this previous one, right? Because you look at the score lines everywhere across the board. Saransh against Floppy Penguin, Aditya Chadda, 12-8. Yes, he conceded, but he scored 12.
Yeah.
You look at CJ against Saransh, scored 11, conceded even less than that, 3. Yes, and I was talking to Saransh as well. He was mentioning that the scoreline in the first game should have been at least dead even. If not, there should have been one extra goal that he wanted to score.
Yeah.
But since that did not happen, he kept on losing that entire momentum and that mental, and could not bring himself back in that second leg because CJ was absolutely destroying him. Now, so if you really think about it, Saransh and CJ, Saransh and Aditya Chadda, similar idea, similar way. Same goes for on the other side of the spectrum now, as CJ facing Tikka and you got Aditya facing Tikka. 8-9, yes, 6-5, 1 goal difference. That's all it took.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this one is also going to go in the same way.
Yeah, it could be anything, isn't it? Like, it is a best of 2 affair now. I mean, there is no bracket reset, there is nothing. It's just a straight up match between the top 2 players. The 2 players, in fact, I want to share a story. These are the 2 players that have represented India at the EA Open, which was 2v2 back in the day. And they have played 2v2 against the likes of MS Dosari, one of the world's best players.
Okay.
And they had won the FC Singapore Open at the time. Right, I think that was, it was called FIFA back then, of course.
Yeah.
So, given the fact that these players have played together as teammates, Karman and Charanjot playing with each other and helping each other, coaching each other as well in tournaments. This goes to show everyone has been teammates with each other. I mean, look at the combinations. Charanjot and Karman, Asian Games, teammates. Saransh, Charanjot, teammates at Godlike, national team. I mean, you name it, wherever. Aditya Chadda and Charanjot represented India at the highest level, playing against some of the best players, right? So all these players know each other in and out.
True.
Who's going to come out on top? Just have to find out.
We have to find out, and ladies and gentlemen, all of that action will commence after the short break, because we are at the NSIC Exhibition Center. The Grand Finals about to go live. We're going to give you breathing time, as we'll be back after 10 minutes.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है आप सभी का इन द FC26 PlayStation इंडिया कप सीजन 4। मेरा नाम है स्पार्टस और आज के दिन मेरे साथ जुड़ने वाले हमारे दो LAN फाइनलिस्ट्स।
Hi, I am Karman Singh Tikka, also known as TikkaTown, and I am a competitive FC26 player.
Hi, I'm Aditya Chadda and I've been competing in FC since 2019.
नाउ सिंस आप दोनों अपर ब्रैकेट के अंदर हैं, आप लोगों का रूटीन कैसा रहता है? हाउ डू यू प्रैक्टिस फॉर योर गेम्स?
I log into FIFA and I try to find games. That is the practice routine. I play for 5 to 6 hours every day and I watch my wards and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, watch wards. What about you, Tikka?
Pretty much the same. Like I log in after work and I play 4 to 5 hours a day, and I try to find friendlies and practice matches as much as I can.
Now, no rivals or just for champs directly?
No, like rivals भी है important है for the team and all, but I focus more on practice matches.
Okay, same for you?
हाँ, same goes for me.
अभी अगला सवाल हमारी ऑडियंस की तरफ से। आपको क्या मोटिवेटेड रखता है जब गेम्स आपके फेवर में नहीं जा रहे होते हैं?
For me, it's bragging rights. I don't like losing to my opponents, so that's it.
I feel like if you're playing well, तो game favor में चले जाएगा eventually. So just the will of not losing keeps me motivated.
Okay. Now, one from the community. Recently, goalkeeper movement हटा दिया गया. What is your opinion on that?
I'm a big fan of the change. I was not good at goalkeeper movement and I used to have over 15 shots every game. So now I can convert most of my chances. So that's a good change according to me.
And about you?
I have mixed emotions on that. So like now if the second ball drops, it's a guaranteed goal. That's the bad part about goalkeeper movement being removed. And I was pretty good at it.
Okay. Now, क्योंकि हम सारे फुटबॉल बहुत ज़्यादा देखते हैं, keeping Messi and Ronaldo aside, give me your top 3 players.
I think Zidane, Gareth Bale and R9 Ronaldo.
For me, it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Eden Hazard and Neymar.
So that was it, guys. मज़ा आया आप लोगों से बात करके। इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल थे, कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग जवाब मिले हमें इनकी तरफ से, और भी एक्शन यहाँ पे आपको देखने मिलेगा जब ये दोनों खिलाड़ी हमें LAN पर खेलते हुए नजर आएंगे।
Thank you guys. Keep watching us.
Keep supporting us and see you at the LAN, guys.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
Just a one last hurdle separates these two legends from picking up the trophy of the PlayStation India Cup Season 4, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be hopping back into this grand finals. Lokman knew, we just saw the lower bracket finals. We saw what CJ is made of, but we've been seeing Aditya since day one, that is yesterday, and we know what he's made of. Do you think CJ's cannonball has enough firepower to break through this iron door?
Yeah, I think as I said earlier as well, my money is on CJ because of the run he's had. He's actually played some really good players and he's given a run from the losers bracket. So I think that momentum is in his favor. He has a lot of more experience when it comes to LAN events compared to Aditya. He's played a lot of himself, but Saranshjain9, of course, playing at the World Cup is that defining factor when you need to clutch these championships. Mind you, he was the champion of the PlayStation India Cup last year.
Yes.
So he has a title to retain and he's going to fight for it. As far as Aditya is concerned though, he's not lost a single game. And he's shown his mettle why he is in the grand finals. Coming in from the winners bracket, I think he's here to win. So I cannot predict this outrightly, but I prefer that CJ gives that story, the player like of his caliber, fights his way through the losers bracket and ends up becoming the ultimate champion.
One thing is for sure, if Aditya were to lift that trophy, he will have to slow down the pace just like how CJ likes to slow down.
Yeah.
Because if you keep on going with that fast-paced momentum gameplay, we saw what CJ could do against Saransh, we saw what he could do against Jahaan as well. And if he gets the momentum, good luck trying to steal that away, because those one-touch passes in the triangle, you cannot predict where the next one is going through, right? And then you could keep on switching your player, but it never becomes possible for you to expect what's going to happen next. And that is something Aditya will have to keep in mind, because he's been making his way through the upper bracket, has had less games to play, but more time to watch.
Yeah.
And when I was having a conversation with Jahaan, even he mentioned in that interview that he likes to watch the games a lot more than he likes to play the games.
Yeah.
Because that teaches him so many more new things, so much stuff, that he can even implement all of that, right? All the mistakes that he normally makes, he sees how to fix them, and then he implements all of that and fixes those mistakes. So I think so that's where Aditya might have an advantage, realizing what CJ has been doing till now.
Yeah, I think as you rightly said, that he has to understand how CJ plays, and he has studied his game a lot in the last 2 games. Aditya, after watching him play against Karman, after watching him play against Saransh, after watching him play against Jahaan, right? He's seen all those games, and he knows what CJ brings to that matchup. So of course, like as you see, the grand final, the much awaited game we've been waiting for, ChelseaCJ12 representing Godlike Esports. A lot of people are here to support him on the stream. Takes on Floppypenguin, who's a free agent, Aditya Chadda. He's not signed with an esports organization yet. He has played for the likes of Mumbai City as well in the past. He's played for a couple of top organizations as well.
Yeah.
So I think with that experience and the winning streak that he's on at this point of time, could be the defining factor for him to take away Charanjot's throne of this title.
A throne in which the king sits, a throne of iron that's left unconquered. A throne that hasn't been melted and made into new, now is empty, where a king might rule with his crown. CJ, the one who wants to reclaim the title of the defending champion, versus Aditya, who's here as the challenger. But through the run of that upper bracket, you might as well call CJ a challenger here, making his run through the lower bracket, playing the most number of games in this entire event. Now has got to lock in one more time, the 3rd time today, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be moving into the grand finals of the PlayStation India Cup Season 4 FC 26. It is Aditya taking on CJ.
Yeah, this is the ultimate grand final that everyone has been waiting for. I think something that's not right in the game. Of course, these guys are going to maybe restart it or fix some settings. As the hand goes up,
Yeah.
gives them a little bit of more time and makes everyone more impatient that as to why did this match stop right after starting. But again, coming back to the point, like the stature this game is at, scared, is
Yeah.
a big one. Both these players, as I said earlier, have been teammates as well.
Yeah.
And we've seen this time and again, them competing at the biggest stage. Last time also, Aditya was here, and he did not have the best possible run in the tournament. So I remember it was Genocid who was the finalist for the last edition of this
Yes.
PlayStation India Cup last year. And of course, all these players worked really hard to get to this point. He's probably going to play against the AI, I feel. Both of them might just take a chair and play 2v2 against the AI. Mind you, you and I can sit on the other side of the table
Yeah.
and maybe play a 2v2 match with them. Who do
Do
you
you,
think?
do you really want a beating that bad?
I mean, I trust myself. Do you?
Absolutely yes. And I know that I might not be able to win against them, if it, let alone score that one goal. But out here, I'll have to say, right, yes, these are the pro players out. You know that they're going to be fixing a few things up, which there's a slight bit of an issue, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, our team is working really quickly on that. You can see some things in the background. And if you really want to catch all of this action live, drop down to the NSIC Exhibition Center near the Govindpuri Metro Station. I know it's been a pretty smooth journey for you, Loki. you are always here now, finally hopping in onto this desk. Tell me about your journey, man. How have you been throughout over the years, getting into the FC scene? Talk a bit about yourself. I want to know about that.
I mean, I did not expect that question coming out of the blue. But yeah, I think it all started, 10 years ago when I got into the competitive scene. And
Yeah.
I've literally seen all these pros that you've been seeing competing in these tournaments, seen them be actually kids to how they've reached to this point right now. Because Saranshjain9, for example, won his first tournament when he was 16 years old. He became a national champion, and he did not even own a PlayStation at the time. So that was quite the achievement that we've
Wow.
seen from the likes of Saranshjain. Aditya, of course, was working a full-time job, and I noticed him during the India Premiership that had happened a few years ago. So I've seen all these players come in front of me where I have competed alongside them. They've all played together in the E-national team as well. I was in fact the coach of the Indian E-national team as well, in which Saranshjain played. So I think it's been quite an honor to be involved in the scene for the longest time. And now I enjoy this more rather than the stress over there on the desk. So yeah, happy to be a part of this in a different role.
Absolutely, because we can witness the entire journey of these players, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the journey of two players out there, Warsi, and there's one more. That's a surprise for you. So let's move on towards that interview.
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है सभी का इन द FC26 PlayStation इंडिया कप सीजन 4। मेरा नाम है स्पार्टस और मेरे साथ आज जुड़ने वाले हैं दो ऐसे चेहरे जिसमें से एक तो जेनजी है बट वन फ्रॉम अ मिलेनियल स्क्वाड।
Hey everyone, Aman Wasi here. My in-game name is Warsi04. I've been competing for 6 years, and it's always a fun to be at the LAN. And I've qualified for the FC PlayStation India Cup Season 4, and this is my second time that I've qualified for it. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm Jahaan Khan. This is my second year competing in FC, and I'm happy that I can qualify for these type of events in my second year.
हर कोई 4-5-1 मेटा एक्सप्लॉइट कर रहा है। What are your thoughts on that formation? And क्या आप और कुछ ट्राई करने वाले हैं?
I absolutely hate the 4-5-1 meta, and I'll be brutally honest about it. I hope anyone who's playing 4-5-1 at the LAN should lose.
Perfect.
तो मेरी बात ही कर रहा था क्योंकि मैं 4-5-1 खेल रहा हूँ अभी। मतलब मैं यूजुअली जो मेटा चल रहा होता है मैं वही फॉलो करता हूँ, ज़्यादा अपना कुछ करने का ट्राई नहीं करता।
Now, since you are competing from a very long time, how do you handle the pressure in game, especially during knockout games?
See, Spartus, I'll be very honest with you. I've been competing for 6 years. मेरा start से एक ही फंडा रहा है. Always take a pause, take a sip of water, get my head into the game, lock in, and then I just start the game again. That's it.
How about you?
एंड मैं सेकेंड ईयर में हूँ तो मैं बहुत प्रेशर लेता हूँ। मैं मोस्ट मेरे टूर्नामेंट्स के गेम प्रेशर से ही हारता हूँ मेरे हिसाब से। बट मैं अभी रिसेंटली क्या कर रहा हूँ कि मैं आउटकम छोड़ के ये सोच रहा हूँ कि गेम पे फोकस करूँ, क्या करूँ, जो मैं जैसा खेलता हूँ वैसा खेलने का ट्राई।
And I personally think that's a very strong point. It should be always one game at a time, and it should be always part and parcel.
Now, do you have a backup plan during the game?
Yes, वो हमेशा होता है कि जैसे कि जब तुम गेम में अब चले जाते हो, so you have a formation, you know, to become defensive, and when you're down, you switch to some other formation. Usually it's 4-4-2 for me, and for Warsi also, I think it's going to be 4-4-2 only when he's down.
Yeah, 4-4-2 and 4-1-2-1-2, I think. And I personally feel everyone who's competing at this level does have a backup plan. You cannot go into such big games without a backup plan. अब for example, Jahaan 4-5-1 खेल रहा है, मेरी 4-4-1 नहीं work कर रही है. So I'll take a pause, I'll see कि मैं और क्या कर सकता हूँ. So ideally I'll go for 4-4-2. So सबके पास इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे I personally think सबके पास एक बैकअप प्लान होता ही होता है.
Now, play style dependent है game, हम सबको पता है. What are your favorite play styles? आपसे शुरू करते हैं.
See, I'll personally say जो भी मेटा चल रहा है उसके हिसाब से if you send the wingers on run, तो अगर मेरा ST कोई है तो उस पर या तो incisive होना चाहिए या तो base incisive minimum होना चाहिए. For my wingers now, जैसे मेटा change हो गया है, now I prefer finish shot. And if it's my CMs or CDMs, I obviously love the tiki-taka.
Okay, and you?
For me also मैं सोचता हूँ कि हर एक पोजीशन में एक अलग प्ले स्टाइल होना चाहिए। जैसे कि CM जैसे इन्होंने बोला, टिकीटा का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि आधे टाइम गेम में पासिंग ही नहीं होती उसके बिना। एंड ST पे ऑल्सो इंसाइसिव। दिस गेम आई फील द ST इज फॉर मेकिंग द प्ले, नॉट स्कोरिंग गोल्स। विंगर इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट, सो या इंसाइसिव ऑन द ST।
चलिए, काफ़ी ज़्यादा मज़ा आएगा आपके तो बात कर काफ़ी ज़्यादा हॉट टेक्स मिले आपकी तरफ से। एंड ये थे हमारे ग्रैंड फाइनलिस्ट जो मिलेंगे आपको एक्शन पे ऑन द लैन।
Thanks for watching.
And keep supporting us.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.
We're back again with the action to be resumed pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finals is about to go live. You do not want to miss out on this action, and if you're anywhere around Delhi, make sure to hop at the NSIC Exhibition Center, because the grand finals of the FC26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4 is now gonna begin. Loki, we've been constantly talking about the same thing. You think CJ is going to close it out. I think it's going to be Aditya to pull things off. The ops has given the confirmation. All the things are fixed. There was a slight bit of a ping issue which has been corrected instantly.
Yeah.
Now, once we'll be moving back in, right? We were on your journey about how you went into the scene, and you recently told me that you've been witnessing this entire thing for the past 10 years. You've seen all these young lads grow. Where do you see them going in the next few years if they continue on this path?
Yeah, I mean, the sky is the limit, honestly, as these guys had mentioned earlier as well, right? For Saranshjain as well, when I asked him. Karman, I also, in fact, asked him when he said that Saranshjain has played at that level.
Yeah.
And Karman wants to get to that level. So, just capitalizing on their opportunities is what is very important, right?
Yes.
If you have these opportunities presented to you, all these tournaments that EA hosts in the global qualifiers, and then the fact that you have platforms like these where actually gives you a lot of prize money to play for and a lot of pride and to be able to become a champion, a national champion, because this is a national championship in itself, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just when we say that, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the penultimate finale between two legends of the game in the Indian EAFC scene. Saranshjain Singh takes on Aditya Chadha. Right to left, we can see Saranshjain Singh playing in the white kit this time. Aditya Chadha playing from left to right in that black kit. Saranshjain tries to go straight through the attack. Larsen now has a chance to cut back. And Aaron, every single time in every game, Saranshjain starts with a banger.
Where the heck did he see that cutback coming in from? Aaron moving in between two of those defenders. The passing was accurate. And on the highest order is what we really see right now from not just one end, but Aditya Chadha as well, as he's moving in from that right wing, passing it to Larsen, sends it back in, though Stam is there. The beefy defender doesn't let you through so easily.
Yeah, I mean, Saranshjain, of course, resilient as ever with the back line after scoring from the kickoff. He's that player who likes to be more direct. Once again, Aaron tries to play it to Ousmane Dembele. Hits the post. That is so unfortunate. Still was on the attack though. Nice McGeady cancel over there.
Yeah.
But so unfortunate, that did deserve the second goal.
But it's the corner. We have seen Saranshjain closing out on these corners though, but very well read this time around by Aditya. As he is again controlling the pace, gets for a lot of open space, open ground in front of him. Aaron running it through, right wing. You've got Yamal out. We've seen this man score multiple times, but moves in a bit too close. Guerrillas coming in for that defense at the perfect time. But a corner now to be played on the other side should be very easily cleared.
Yeah, that's good pressure there from Aditya Chadha trying to make an attack. I mean, he has to give a response, has to get that equalizer quickly, so that he doesn't let Saranshjain settle into this game nicely and extend his lead by 2 goals. Great dribbling there by Kylian Mbappe.
Good take.
Snatched away by Zico. It's just been back and forth there.
Yeah.
Nice bit of skill there from Larsen as well. The OG shot cancel. Zico now plays it to Larsen. Kylian Mbappe is through. Can this be the second goal? My goodness, what a save that is. Almost went through the legs of the keeper, it seems.
Yeah.
Just went for a corner, which was kind of absurd.
There was nutmeg there, but not inside the goal, so that's a bit of an opening. Now Mbappe out through in the mid again, but it's Chevalier. Another ball just going outside of the net. The keeper doing a heavy work there. And on the other side from that cross again, it's Larsen in mid. Will pass it all the way to Doué. Frankie de Jong moves it to Dembele. A lot of open spaces now, and the cutback is perfect, but it still is not in. How is he missing all of that? It seems like all the fortune is favoring Aditya for the finals right now.
Yeah, I mean, De Jong should not have missed that. He's not the best goal scorer out there. I mean, his shooting is, I think, quite literally is in the late 60s or I think early 70s in terms of the overall, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why he did not score that goal. Very close attempt though. Zico once again. CJ has been constantly trying to create those spaces behind Aditya's backline. It's not going to be easy for Aditya to be able to keep defending that without conceding another goal.
Yeah.
As one more time, De Jong tries to find that space. Dembele playing so deep, trying to build all the way from the back. But constantly Aditya is just on the back foot right now. Zico, great turn over there. Zico, one more time, goes for a finesse shot, hits the post. What a goal that could have been, honestly. That was out of the blue, unexpected. None of us expected that.
Way too much space being awarded to CJ, and you do not want to see him making those. But as we said, even right now, we know that the fortune is favoring Aditya. All of those ones not going in means that the lead is not increasing from any more than just one. But the tackle is still pretty good from CJ as he wants to make another attack to change all of that from happening. Player lock onto Aaron, position perfect. Play from the right wing, Dembele to Aaron. Ready to send it back to Larson as well. Goes in for a bit of a cancel there, moves it all the way up in front. An open space being awarded again as it's another space being brought in. Zico back to Mbappe with a triangular pass, but a very well orchestrated defense as the clearance will come in from Aditya. And finally the pressure fizzling out. He wanted to go for the through, eventually blocked in mid.
Yeah, great bit of play there from Saranshjain over there to be able to create so many chances. And even at the second chance, he had the opportunity when he got the ball with Larson to play quickly, and he's so good at it. This time Aditya now has to try and break Saranshjain's press. He's so good at stepping up with his midfielders and centre-backs to win that ball. Again, a nice player lock. Aaron tries to create space. Zico plays it into Dembele. He's onside. And that is the finesse shot that will never be missed from the Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembele, coming in clutch for Charanjot Singh. What a beautiful finish. Extends his league. Aditya just trying to look at the heavens and be like, what am I supposed to do to stop this man right now? I'm just not able to figure out anything whatsoever.
It all started in that very first game in the upper bracket when he was facing Tikka. It was Ousmane Dembele from the exact same place, scoring the exact same goal with the finesse. And now this could also mean that this is the start of the downfall of Aditya, where CJ is again rising on top. Step by step, moving closer to that throne is where he stands right now. 2 ahead of Aditya. Can he stop? Can he make CJ stumble and lose his composure? 2 goals down right now, and he's slowing the pace. Wants to get that momentum back in. Wants to get his nerves in control.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so good. Almost becoming invincible if he manages to win the tournament. He will become that untouchable FC player in India, at least in the PlayStation India Cup seasons, where he could be a back-to-back champion. With all that support that he has from the fans of Godlike Esports that he proudly represents. De Jong now, one more time for Charanjot Dembele. That's a bad offside trap. And that is a goal. One more time for Charanjot. He's never missing that. What a fantastic start this has been. And Dembele with a cheeky celebration as well. The lead has been extended by 3 goals. And that was a terrible offside trap, if I have to be honest. Aditya will be cursing himself for getting that wrong, because from there, CJ is never going to miss that unless he gets 1 goal back in the first half. There is no space Charanjot is giving. Literally the last few seconds of the first half remaining in this grand final, where all Aditya has been able to do is just string a few passes in the midfield. But after that, CJ is right there to stop all the attacks that he's trying to create whatsoever.
4-4-1-1 being the formation right now. I think so he's about to change it to 4-4-2 now. But here's the big thing, right? If you go towards a 4-4-2, your defense spreads out a bit more wide and there's a lot more chances that are then created. That was what Saransh was using against CJ, and eventually when they were having the discussions, right, I have quick, I have 5 days. I was able to listen to that. And they were mentioning the same thing, that in 4-1-4-1 your defense line is still a bit too thin. You're able to not let those gaps be exploited, or rather you don't allow your opponent to exploit those gaps that are created, right? But in 4-4-2 it kind of becomes a bit more difficult for you to handle that. So he's still going to use the same formation if I'm not wrong, but it's just about how composed can he be. Because CJ, as you rightly mentioned, is not giving him any space in his own backline. You've got to create those chances, make him sweat a bit. Even at the very last attempt for the through towards the center, there was Militao who took it away, right? But the first through did not really go in. So you've got to be a bit more careful here if you are Aditya. 3 goals down, yes, but it's still comebackable.
It is indeed. I mean, he still has those chances, plays it out to Yamal. Positive start for Aditya in the second half of this first leg. Great bit of skill there from Zico. Just not enough to beat Charanjot's perfection of defending is what I would like to call it in the first leg. He's been so clinical. Zico now plays it out to Carreras. Can Carreras play that pass inside? Good interception there from Stam. And we've seen this from time to time, haven't we? Like, every time Charanjot goes on the wings, he's so good. Look at that interception. You were talking about Militao as well. Last pitch defending. Aditya making a few missed passes as well. He has to better that up because every time CJ is going forward, he's looking dangerous. Trying to find spaces. Kylian Mbappe once again through on goal. Can he cut back inside, make that pass? Frankie de Jong plays his inside.
Tackle.
But that tackle was just very crucial. Yamal
Oh,
now
what a through!
has to be it for Aditya. This has to be the goal for him. And somehow misses, but Aaron
Alright.
will not miss that. Picks up on the second chance, picks up the pieces over there and gets that important goal for Aditya to come back into this game.
I'm telling you, fortune is a lady that is favouring Aditya right now. That bounce back, the rebound which was collected by Aaron went in. It was good that no one else was there. So now, yes, that first goal scored in. This gives an opening, right? This finally lets you take that momentum back in your favour. But that's not really the way you would want it to happen. Had that finish gone in, it would have had a different impact right now because it's still CJ. Oh, that one cutback interception. It was absolutely crucial. Now with the player repositioning, you can't really go for the same through. Do you want to? No, a chance not yet given to Yamal. This time the right back not being beaten, or rather the left back trailing back perfectly, making sure Yamal can't really exploit that. But on the other side, a lovely tackle there, using that brute strength of your centre back.
Yeah, I think CJ had that chance to actually go for a shot over there instead of playing a cutback pass, because if you were to look back on that again, I think that would be the chance CJ would look back and be like, I should have taken a shot over there. But in situations like these now, where we're at the 65th minute mark, a goal for Aditya will give him all the hope. Great pass there. Kylian Mbappe just offside. I mean, that could have been a close call indeed for Aditya to come back into this game. And I think that next goal is going to decide the course of this grand finals. Isn't it scared? Because it's crucial for the both of them to extend the lead for CJ and to be able to come back for Aditya. It holds a lot of value. Kylian Mbappe, but great interception there by Da Costa.
True. I like that second man press that Aditya is constantly trying to do as well. Yes, it is a bit risky because CJ is still trying to play the ball around, passing it around, and that creates those gaps. Those are the gaps that CJ has been exploiting till now. Because of that, he's got the 3-goal lead. So Aditya has got to be careful that he doesn't let that follow through multiple times, right? Yes, you're able to steal this one away. But as you rightly said, an offside trap used at the wrong time creates a massive blunder. You don't want to fall into that same category right now. That is exactly why we're also seeing a slight bit of a pause in the game right now, because the players want to get their breaths back. Maybe make a few changes out here. Williams on the other side. Right now to Larson. Claude Maurice got a bit of an open space out there, but Militao, man, this guy has always been so on point.
I mean, look at him getting all excited after you praising him as well. Just tries to clear the ball out as well. Aditya now tries to make another attack, but just not enough to beat CJ's defense. It's been the course of the game.
True.
Ever since it started, CJ tries to attack one more time. But yeah, coming back to that entire point about CJ, right? For him to be able to hold off this lead is the only way that he can do that. Will be able to try and outscore again. As you said, Militao just absolutely fantastic in those moments. But Aditya has to try something else now, isn't it? Like, he knows that the next goal is crucial for him. He has to try and break down CJ's defense in some other way.
Oh, what a through. Oh my God, Bob, how did he even reach that? Towards the far left corner of the net. The corner now being given to the other side. You've been mentioning about a chance that Aditya needs to create, and he's trying to do that. But it's not following through, CJ. If it's not the defenders, it is the keeper. And that should be an offside. Yeah, that's a big off. It was clear-cut visible. Now, one of the big points that I just noticed is that most of the players try to stop the run from the ringers by bringing up their centre mids towards, or rather, the left mid, right mid towards those positions. Will come back onto that as again Due is able to take that one away. The pressure off relieved again. So most of the players again use their left mid or right mid to stop the run of fingers, or at least try to track back with it. CJ currently has been using his left back and right back to push a bit more up forward, and then just waiting for either Militao or the other 3 defenders to hold down that 3-man defensive backline. That's again putting an extra bit of pressure onto the members of Aditya. So we haven't really seen a lot of changes from him, at least in that attacking strategy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, he's only tracking back with his fullback, like in that particular moment, and then he ends up stepping up with the centre back as soon as that ball is played.
Good
Great
through.
ball there. And how do you end up missing that chance where that could have been so crucial for you? It's not something that happens on a normal basis for these players. When it's a one-on-one situation, they have to take these chances at such a big stage. And it was, I think, Dembele who missed that chance. Straight away shot at the keeper. Not
Williams,
the
I
situation.
believe. I think it was Williams. He brought in Williams instead of Yamal, if I'm not wrong. And man, this should have been 3 goal already. By the look of things and how many chances he's really got till now. This should have been 3 each, but Aditya, he just needs that final nail to put back into the coffin, right? Just to make sure he's still in it. Another pause which was skewed finally. After that corner, it's going to be through in. One more goal is what he needs to lower down this deficit. If it's a 2-3, then it is possible. If it's a 3-1, CJ will run in the second leg. We've seen all of that happen multiple times. As Claude Maurice goes in. But again, that was a very ambitious shot there. I think so the keeper was always getting to that.
Yeah, there's another corner drop down there for Kylian Mbappe. Adi has to cut inside. Kylian Mbappe again tries to go for a shot. 88th minute now.
Yeah.
And if Saranshjain can get a goal before this leg ends, then it will put a lot of pressure on Aditya. Nice player log there. Kylian Mbappe in familiar territory. Will try and cut back inside. Will look for a pass as well. Great dribbling there. Larson.
Good tackle.
Still has a chance. Reinders now. Is he going to find that space to play that pass inside? Twist and turns. Aditya defending it really well, keeping his shape. Kylian Mbappe turns inside. Claudio Pina. And that is it. Saranshjain, the goal that he wanted to extend that lead by 3 goals. Great build-up, patient build-up. And he's not hesitated even once in trying to find that space behind Aditya's defense. And look at him. He's trying to be so calm and composed. No reaction whatsoever. But is in a very comfortable position now.
4 goals to 1, a lead of 3. So you need at least a 3-0 to even the scoreline. And in the second half, or rather the second leg, we've always known how difficult it is, man. We've been listening about it from every single player who's faced CJ till now.
Yeah.
If you are able to have that lead in the first leg, that's when you can eventually force him down in the second. If he is comfortable in the first leg, bro, he's going to go all gung-ho. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see that aggressive passing which we saw against Saransh.
I think we do. And I think maybe if the start of the second leg, if Saranshjain can actually start off well with playing those passes initially from the kickoff and gets that one more goal, then the lead is going to be 4 goals. And then that's a mountain to climb for Aditya, honestly.
True.
So I think Aditya has to be very careful about the way CJ started all his games, right? You watch the highlights as well from the first leg. That cut back inside over there. Great finish there from Aaron. Right, again, the CJ, the way that he starts. Dembele. In fact, I got confused with the Dembele of CJ with Adi, where Nico Williams had missed that chance. Again, you see a bad offside trap. And that is where he scored that goal. Lamine Yamal now getting that goal as well.
Went back inside as well in the back of the net after that tap in. So that was the only goal which Aditya was able to get. But at the end, Claudio Pina again closing things out. And that particularly seals the deal after this one. 4-1. Yes, in the grand finals, we aren't really seeing it in the way where we expected it to. I'm pretty sure we've had at least 3 games which we could have said that, yeah, this is worth grand finals, which we're witnessing. Yeah. One was the lower bracket matchup between Saransh, right, and Warsi. The second one being that upper bracket finals between Aditya Chadda and Tikka, and then the lower bracket finals between CJ and Tikka again. That's twice though. As we move into the second leg, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4 goals to 1 advantage right now for CJ as he tries to bring himself back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the final game of this tournament. The EAFC 26 PlayStation India Cup Season 4. It's going to be a fantastic finale indeed, given the scoreline. Saranshjain now with Aaron takes a shot, and Chevalier once saving that one more time. And now, joining me for this grand finals is none other than Spartus. Thank you, Scared, for covering the first leg with me. Great pass there.
Oh, Aaron, this should be a goal there, and pretty easy to start things off. And this is the goal that Aditya needed in the second leg itself. The scoreline was 4-1 when we started the series, and now 1 goal back. There is still a +2 for Charanjot, but the thing is, CJ will keep on attacking you in the entire half. All you need to do is make sure you don't concede any from here.
Yeah, what a welcome back you've had, Spartus, honestly. Aditya getting that goal right at the time. But it's been crazy now, we're back. And just when I was mentioning it to Scared earlier that Charanjot likes to get the first goal of the game, always we've seen a pattern. This time Aditya has been able to do that, but CJ is not going to back off, trying to find that space. Larson, De Jong, Mbappe, back to De Jong. Great bit of triangular passing over there. He's not giving up still. Look at the high pressure that he puts from his midfielders. Does not give you any sort of breathing room in those spaces. But now Aditya is a bit more calm after getting that first goal.
The big switch. This can be one. A cutback from Carreras can make things happen there. Good marking on the wings. There is no pass allowed whatsoever. He finally finds a play lock from Aaron. He's trying to dribble around. Aditya, he knows this. Chip, oh man, Nick Pope. He has been the man of the match for Charanjot. The amount of saves Pope is making, it is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Aditya before the finals and he was telling me about his XG against other players, against Karman as well. So many chances, but so many lesser goals. And the goalkeeper has been brilliant for CJ. Has a chance now, Aaron. Lot of space for Larson. Tries to play that extra pass. Not enough space. But just to come back to the point, how crucial Nick Pope has been, as you rightly said, Spartus, that he's been saving everything for Charanjot. And all that XG that is being generated in the match stats is not converted for Aditya, and he has to try something different. This has to be extremely clinical now to be able to get that goal.
He needs to pray again, Nick Pope at this point, but Chevalier on the other side. He brings out another miraculous save. These goalkeepers are keeping these players into the game whatsoever. And now Zico wins the ball back to Kylian Mbappe. A chance for a counter-attack. Kylian Mbappe trying to find a through to Lamine Yamal. He has one, but now another runner sent on. Kylian Mbappe trying to make another pressure attempt. Bendue just marking those passing lanes. Has the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a constant wave of attacks from Aditya to get back into this game as he should be doing. And we have so many people at the PlayStation booth watching the penultimate final. The excitement is incredible. And with that being said, some predictions should be coming in as well on the stream for who is going to win the PlayStation India Cup Season 4. Reminds you a prize pool of 4 lakh INR. These two players are competing for at the highest level. Aaron this time tries to cut inside, but then great pressure there. I think
Yamal gives the ball now back to Zico. A heavy touch. Maybe tried to sprint it on. Just could not take a proper touch to control the ball. But now CJ is trying to cut down a bit on the momentum side. Back to Usman Dembele, back to Due, 1-2 passes. Aaron's making a run for him, sending the defending line back. Advanced Roulé still keeping the position a little longer than expected, but now back to Zico. De Jong, Kylian Mbappe, inside the box, finesse. And this is what precision shooting does to you.
yeah, I mean, sometimes while you're preparing the angle for yourself to go for a shot, and when you have to go it first time, suddenly it of course sometimes does not work for you. But Aditya on the 35th minute mark, constantly trying, getting a lot more space compared to the first leg. Zico now twisting and turning inside the box, great bit of passing. Vitinha goes for a finish shot, and what a goal that is. The audacity to take a finesse shot from there has rewarded him the best way possible. And more of the same, please, if you are on Aditya's side.
I think this is what Aditya needs to do more often now. Because when you are so close to the goalkeeper, Nick Pope is taking some incredible saves, but far out, the finesse angle definitely worked. And this man of the match, Vitinha, with a finesse plus, is definitely scoring from there. Now just one goal to separate both these grand finalists. Aditya, he's putting up a show, and now Lamine Yamal has the ball on the right wing, trying to get inside. Another cutback, awaits there. Lamine Yamal beats another defender, cutback on the way. Militao intercepted and wins the ball back yet again. Now Carreras trying to unleash another counter-attack on the side of CJ.
Yeah, it's such a back and forth game with Aditya having the upper hand. CJ looks under pressure at this point of time, but has a chance now to extend his lead, because he needs that goal to give him that comfort of 2 goals. The way Aditya has been playing is phenomenal. Nice play lock over there. Frankie de Jong chests it down, plays it to Aaron. Zico now looks for the final pass. Very well defended by Vitinha, who is the latest goal scorer for Aditya at this point of time. Kylian Mbappe somehow tries to get that ball.
No wonder Mbappe is so good in the left mid. Trying to beat the defender in that race duel and then trying to use his body to win the ball back. But now I think the clock is down there. The whistle might go out any second, and Aditya wants to make the full use of it, but not in this half. The scoreline still remains in the favor of CJ, but only by 1 goal difference.
Yeah, what a half this has been. I think we've all witnessed this time and again between these players, that every single time they take the lead or the difference is between them for like 3 to 4 goals, there's always scope for a comeback because of the quality of the players that we are witnessing right now. Saranshjain9 always with a poker face in between the games. I somewhat feel at this point of time, if Aditya gets the next goal, Spartus, it could change everything. And we've seen this together, right?
Yes.
The 2 goal difference with Karman when he was down, and then Karman took the lead again. It was something special indeed. Shows the composure and the consistency of these players to be able to come back into this game time and again despite going down. Saranshjain9 now tries to play a pass. Klosterman create interception back and forth. Saranshjain9 has that pass through, and Chevalier this time saves it for Aditya. The goalkeepers have been a menace for the opponent to deal with. First it was Nick Pope, and now it's Chevalier as well. The new Evo, the man from PSG.
He has been so good. And I think this scoreline would have been way different if his goalkeepers were not Supermans. But now the scorelines are still 4-3, still keeping each other into the game. Zico, what a pass there. Swirling around the pitch, and now back to Zico. Ousmane Dembele, finesse loading. He takes a strike instead of a ball roll finesse. Finishing in the final third is a bit more complicated than we expect, but at this point, both the players are just losing out on the chances they are creating.
Yeah, what a chance that was. Supposed to go across the goal, maybe with a driven shot, maybe cut back inside, didn't have much time. Went across the goal with a normal shot. Very difficult to convert those. My goodness, that got everyone off their seats. Through the legs. CJ still has a chance. Zico not giving up. Had Zico actually fallen down inside the box, the referee could have given a penalty. A lot of relief on Aditya's face, as you can see. Aaron, Vitinha, player locks. Looks for Mbappe, cancels it, holds on to the ball. Zico now looks for a through ball. Saranshjain9 bang on point with Eder Militao, who's been ever so good. Such fast-paced game happening at this point in time, around the 60th minute mark, to play for that big prize money. Takes a chance. The pressure is not getting to any of these players at this point of time.
CJ is missing a lot of these chances. He's trying to go across the goal by Chevalier. He has better positioning. And the new Evo has made the positioning even better with 87 and the far reach and everything possible. You need to go for those finesses. You have to make sure that you have the perfect finesse angle before you take a shot. But at this point, both the players are having a hard time. But more than that, the game is about Floppy Penguin at this point. He is still trailing by 1 goal. And majority of the chances that we saw are coming from CJ.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of time, the way the first half started in the second leg, Spartus, that he had the chances to convert a lot more goals than he's actually done. He is pretty much in contention of making a comeback into this game, Aditya. But he's had a lot more chances that he should have converted. Whereas for CJ, he's got those couple of chances in the second half now, where he could have extended this league. It is all about those little moments where you have to clutch up, and they are trying really hard. Once again, Aditya with the ball. Due just takes it away, and now Charanjot is going to try and make this attack. Zico tries to play it to Aaron. He's onside. Looks for a through ball, but Da Costa like a brick wall standing there.
But now Aditya, oh, if that was the first touch pass, it could have been through for Larson. But now Aditya Da trying to get inside the box. Player Nutmeg dribbling inside out, taking another chance. L1 square, and he hits it with the finesse. He has done it all. And now the score lines have been leveled up. He has been playing the passing play style for a very long time. But the moment he decided to cook, he has served it perfectly.
I mean, what a fantastic goal that was. Especially the skill move to create that space. It's very difficult to do in a grand finale like this, where you're playing against the likes of Charanjot. The confidence, as I said, the pressure is not getting to these players. They're trying out their best attacking arsenal that they have in them. What a goal that was. The composure to finesse it out. And we've been talking that finesse has been working a lot better ever since the new patch that has come out. And I absolutely love the confidence Aditya has shown to come back from a 3-goal deficit, and the confidence that he has is incredible.
Scores are completely on level jump, and now we have around 25 minutes remaining into the game. It is the final half of the grand finale. Things definitely can go on either ways, and I have not seen such a close competition in a grand finale for a very, very long time. But this time, Floppy Penguin, he is putting up a show, making sure that he makes a comeback, does not give up easily. And now CJ is trying to get at least one more back. Zico intercepts the ball and now dribbling around, but the professional foul coming into the play, he knows could have been a threat, but the R1X making sure he concedes a yellow card, but at least stops the goal.
Yeah, I mean, those are needed, right? The tactical fouls. In fact, I've seen CJ do this a lot more often in all the games, because that does stop the momentum. I mean, look at the amount of people that are here at the PlayStation booth witnessing the grand finals. And the best part is, we were thinking Charanjot is going to run away with it in the first leg. But the way Aditya has come back, it is a delight to watch. It's a proper entertainment matchup for us to be a part of. Absolutely incredible indeed. We've seen this time and again, to be able to have the ability to come back into the game. CJ once again, Aaron has to look for a pass. Zico into the feet of Dembele, but Carreras was right on point. This is going to be a very close affair, and I really hope this goes to penalties.
Oh man, extra time is surely loading from here. I don't see another goal incoming, since both the players are not taking any risky passes. They are making sure that before they press an X or a triangle, the passing lane is completely wide open. They don't want to concede on the counter, and that is the worst way to concede this year. But the passing lanes get so fast, the passes are so quick that the box can be opened up, and CJ, he waits for the goalkeeper movement and hits it near post. Aaron's, the Evo strikes, and Charanjot, he takes the lead for one more time.
What a goal that was. Just when you said that he's being very careful with his passes, he finds that space, plays that through ball, and does not miss. Power shot, almost like a power shot that you take with L1 R1. It was a normal shot, but the way it went in with so much of power, top bins, you are not missing that. CJ is back in the lead with 10 in-game minutes left. Can he get another goal and seal this deal? Just when you were talking about extra time, I think we end up always cursing at Spartus. He should have been shut up about it. But Charanjot, of course, will not stop as he looks for extending his lead. Mbappe.
He's killing the clock. He's playing it so smart right now, CJ. He is just knocking down on the clock so slowly and steadily. He knows that any wrong pass can make a counter happen, and that's why he's taking his sweet time. But Nico Williams, is he onside? Is the bigger question, and he is not. CJ barely survives, but now time to pound. Floppy Penguin has queued a pause, but will CJ give him that? Less than 5 minutes remain, plus stoppage time though. A barely of +2 might be there. Total in-game of 8 minutes. It's what Aditya has to make the score line on level terms. But CJ, he's holding the position, but now Gioro, big interception coming in. Claude Maurice has a chance to find Kylian Mbappe, finds Aaron, back to Kylian Mbappe, he's fast on the wing, running down the flank. A finesse might be loading, a cutback is a possibility, but time to pound. He takes his sweet time, he's still dribbling out and he scored! Sweet time on the ball and Kylian Mbappe just to score another one for Floppy Penguin. The game is not over yet.
That is absolutely incredible. I mean, the ice that he's shown, something that you should be learning if you want to be a pro player in EAFC. That turn from Kylian Mbappe, absolutely unreal. I mean, I almost thought he shouldn't have turned back in the first place.
I thought he choked it.
And when he did, he just took one more second, like that, half a second extra as well.
Yeah.
Is what that got him the goal, and this finesse. That finesse angle is just perfection. Look at the composure to be down 88th minute and you get that equalizer. Incredible stuff indeed.
The vision to see that coming. He dribbled out and I was like, yeah, R1 dribble control sprint. Now he might have a cutback. Now he might try a cutback. R1X. He kept the ball as long as possible, just trying to open up that angle instead of giving a pass. Does not want the AI to intercept it whatsoever. And now, the last kick of the game is out. Saranshjain9, he has a kickoff, playing it with patience. 30 seconds remain. Reinders dribbling inside. He has the last attempt on target. Oh, flick! Claudia Pina, Kylian Mbappe to score the final winning movement. It is Saranshjain9 right from the kickoff to lift the PlayStation India Cup Season 4 yet again.
I mean, the perfect ending to the perfect finale. Just when we thought that we were going to go into extra time. Can we have a round of applause for everyone here, for Saranshjain9 for winning the PlayStation India Cup Season 4. He's been absolutely fantastic. And commiserations to Aditya Chadda for putting up the bravest fight we've seen in this tournament. This was almost like a series that I was watching. I was being entertained in the last 15 minutes.
3 years in a row at this point. I think we should relate the
incredible.
PlayStation India Cup feat CJ at this point. Like, he is just phenomenal. Keeping in mind, he lost the very first game that he played on the stage. In the 90th minute, when the clock was ticking down, Karman Singh Tikka was just running around his box, scored that winning goal, and CJ was disappointed in himself. But now, the fate has turned so much, he did the exact same movement at the exact same clock to Aditya Chadda to lift this trophy. CJ is built different, and I have no doubt in that.
I mean, he is indeed the GOAT of the EAFC in India. He's shown it time and again. Ever since he was 16 years old. A story that I would like to share even more now. That when he first played his tournament, he did not even own a PlayStation. And that is when he became a national champion. The journey from there until now, he's won tournaments back to back. And there is no stopping this man. Incredible. He proves the haters wrong. He proves the doubters wrong every single time. And to have that consistency in your game and achievements is absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic indeed. Both the players, incredible stuff. Very good friends off the pitch as well. A lot of mutual respect. And I mean, I am stunned. I'm almost, at this point of time, I'm almost about to lose my voice after what I've seen in the last 2 days. It's just been absolutely incredible.
Best FC possible in a nation at this point.
Yeah.
The amount of goals these guys have scored and the way they have scored it. One thing is that composure is the key. Be it CJ's goal at the very last moment or Aditya Chadda's dribbling inside the box with Kylian Mbappe, making sure that he does not put 1 foot wrong or else the game is over at that very moment. Both the players have played it so very well that, you know, either one of those who lift the trophy is a deserved champion.
He is indeed, and I think the way that he's, like, I mean, as you can clearly see, the champion winning 1,20,000, that is incredible, with some fantastic PlayStation merchandise. Everyone watching this at home, this man is your inspiration. He's the one you got to look up to. Fantastic player, fantastic professional, incredible stuff indeed from this man once again. As you said, he is the undisputed greatest player in India at this point. I don't think so anyone can doubt this anymore. He's just played so well throughout this entire tournament after, as you said, losing the very first game of the tournament, to have that mental capacity, to have that strength, to fight through all those tough matches that he's played, and to be able to clutch this is just incredible.
And more on that, when you are in complete dominance in the entire game, first leg was completely in your favor. But in the second leg, when you see Aditya Chheda making a comeback, gets one goal back, and then you are struggling in front of goal. Nick Pope makes a big save from your side, then Chevalier makes a big save. The scoreline is getting even narrower and narrower. But CJ making sure he does not lose his cool. Because on that kickoff, he might be like, yeah, let's take it to extra time. Let me try just extra time. The game is not happening from here.
Yeah.
None of that happened. He took Ryan Davis to the right wing, sent his players inside, took so much time in his build-up that the final cutback and Claudia Pina was standing in wide open. She had no responsibility other than finishing the low-driven on the far post.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest job Claudia Pina could have done the entire day.
Exactly. I think those tap-ins is what she is good at, and she was in the perfect place at the right time for that to be the goal for Charanjot to clutch that game. I mean, it was fantastic to see so many players performing all across India in the qualifiers, and we have the top 8 to come down to Delhi at the Comic Con at the NSIC grounds in Okhla to compete for a prize pool of 4 lakhs INR. Fantastic, incredible indeed. We've had such a good time, Spartus, and I think, to be honest, for players like Charanjot, Aditya, Saransh, Karman, Jahan, and Warsi, and all these players, Afnan as well, everyone who was in the top 8, massive commiserations to them for playing at the highest level and losing out just on the edge by the undisputed GOAT in godlike Charanjot.
That would happen at the biggest tournament. You have facing CJ and you know he is going to make a comeback. Does not matter what the result he starts with. But that's it from the PlayStation India Cup Season 4. Myself, Spartus, joined me on the desk was Mr. Lokmanu, and a huge thank you Scared as well for hosting the entire show. This is it from our side. See you some other day.
There's a place where this really happens and that really happens, where adventure, resilience, and impossible comebacks happen. Flying fish, it happens. Creepy heads with tentacles, yeah, it happens. A place where what the just happened happens all the time. It happens on PS5.
PlayStation.